1321.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 34 days.
I want to hear how you're going to tie this back to Texas, Brian. How are you going to tie all this back to Texas being the greatest thing since sliced bread?
Well, obviously I was misinformed because I just got off. But, I mean, I was going to tie it back to Texas because I can guarantee you there's not a school in the state of Texas, high school, junior high, college, that preaches we want to compete and not get beat. You know, it's more along the
That's
line.
not what we were saying.
Financials, Brian.
That's not what we were
Right.
saying. I mean,
Okay, I get that now. Like I said, I was misinformed.
that's okay.
Only
That's
got
all right.
That happens.
It's not the
I only
first
got
time you've
part
been
of that
misinformed,
conversation.
Brian, and it won't be the last.
So
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
And we welcome you into a Football Friday edition of the Morning Rushes. We are live at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, where you're going to get $1.49 sausage biscuits at all Fort Smith and Salisaw Hardee's locations throughout the Morning Rush. Might send that a little later on. We'll just wait and see on that. But we've got a loaded show for you this morning. We're going to talk some football as it is a Football Friday, some basketball. Of course, Brian, misinformed as always, and you heard in our open. Chuck's going to be along with us in about 30 minutes. And we're going to recap a little bit what Tom Lemming had to say yesterday. CBS recruiting analyst. He's been doing it for a number of years now. Plus, I got a few other funny football headlines to get into as well.
Big headline today is $1.49 sausage biscuits here at Hardee's. So you can come by Fort Smith at the Phoenix or Rogers Avenue location. I believe Salisaw, Oklahoma. Is that Salisaw? If you're headed that way or listening over in eastern Oklahoma, you can get these $1.49 sausage biscuits at those three locations. So we've already had folks stop in. $1.49. Inflation's killing us everywhere. So, get back at them a little bit today with $1.49 sausage biscuits here at Hardee's, and stop in and say hello this morning. Hey, we're brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. They have job openings right now across Northwest and North Central Arkansas. In fact, look right there in front of Hardee's. What's going right in front of us? There is a Arcola concrete truck headed to a job site somewhere.
Great
Somebody in there is probably listening to the Morning Rush. They got a great job.
It's not Teddy.
No, my brother does not need to be behind the wheel of one of those. But they need to hire some folks so he doesn't have to do that. And if you want a great job, great pay, be home at nights. If you're an over-the-road trucker right now and your family situations change, your situations change, don't want to be gone all the time, they got a job for you that you can be at home and get plenty of hours, plenty of pay, great company. That's one of many jobs they have open. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer.
So I know we got a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans listening, and I think the best player in the National Football League, we all know, is Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. Oakland Raiders, huge rival. You've been to a rivalry game between Oakland and Kansas City before, as has my dad, Tommy. It's intense. I didn't realize how big of a rivalry it was until I became friends with some Chiefs fans, and they told me stories. It is not a rivalry where there is any love for one another. Tailgates are intense, games are intense, and often things get out of hand. Well, an Oakland Raider, I think he was a rookie or second-year guy, decided it was a good idea to bring a Kermit the Frog puppet and have Patrick Mahomes' jersey on it, which we all know Patrick sounds a little bit like Kermit the Frog, but is there anyone in the NFL you don't need to give like an edge to outside more than Patrick Mahomes? I don't understand.
Well, I would have said Brady, but obviously Brady's
he's not there.
He would have been the maybe the first thing I thought of, but he would be top of the list. That just thinking about that right now, I was trying to think of a wide receiver that you might not want to give him extra motivation. Are you talking about like the old Jordan's style? Don't give them extra motivation. Don't give them just even a morsel that they can turn into a meal.
Which Mahomes is just highly competitive. He's really fun to watch. And I'm just watching this yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, man, how dumb are you? Oakland hasn't been good in a while. Why would you add extra ammunition to a team you have to play in your league, to the best quarterback in the NFL, and a guy that's gunning for a three-peat this year? Makes no sense, but some guys' egos get in the way in this situation.
I still do what you said, Oakland. They're actually Vegas, right?
Yeah, I keep saying Oakland.
I do the same thing. I want to go out there to a game. I mean, did you go by and look at their stadium or anything when you were out there?
Allegiant.
When you're out there, Arkansas played basketball.
Yeah, I saw it, and then the spear that
I hadn't been in. Well, I mean, but I have not been in that. I want to do either me and Dylan have been out there a couple times. We just didn't get around to doing the stadium tour, but I want to go to a game there. I mean, that's one of the attractions. But going out there to see a Chiefs game would be pretty cool.
There's certain team names, certain arenas that I always say the old team, and I'm bad about saying, like you said, Oakland, that situation. Yeah. But I saw that yesterday. I also saw a handful of other football headlines. So as we enter August next month, not only does college football start, but a lot of fantasy football drafts are taking place. One of the punishments I saw, Tommy, a fantasy loser had to make a raft out of milk cartons and row 4 miles across this lake on his raft. 4 miles, milk cartons only. It was like milk cartons and duct tape, basically. But that was their fantasy football punishment. He completed the task, but it's fantasy football punishment season.
I'm not sure I could. Could you row 4 miles across a lake in a seaworthy vessel?
Oh, we're about to see the Olympics. We're about to see stuff. I don't think.
Well, those are. Yeah, of course they
Olympic
can.
Athletes.
They're Olympic athletes. We're sitting at Hardee's eating biscuits this morning. A little difference.
Yeah, I said I could. No.
I don't know. I mean,
could you?
No, Lord, no. Particularly on milk cartons. I mean, first of all, could you build a raft out of milk cartons? I couldn't.
I think after watching the example, I think I can handle it. It is just, I mean, it looked like they just had about 40 of them tied together. I didn't know. Again, I wouldn't know where those things floated. There's things that I think would float that don't float. There's things that float that I wouldn't, that you just wouldn't think. It doesn't make any sense, but I guess it's due to the buoyancy or whatever, but it is fantasy football.
What's y'all's punishment going to be in your league this year?
Well, I was looking at these yesterday. It's always got to be something emotionally or physically stressing. We've done like eating challenges before. We've done the 6, 12, 18 challenge before. We haven't done the ACT yet, but I think the bodybuilding competition is emotionally and physically jarring. And what that is, for those that don't know, is you have to enter, the loser has to enter a bodybuilding competition. So like Olympic athletes, you would be competing the guys much better shape than you. I mean, all of us are out of shape. Even the guys like I saw this past weekend, I hadn't seen in a handful of years or a handful of months, and guys that were sticks, we're starting to hit that age where metabolism's going by the wayside.
Oh, yeah.
Because the guys that were sticks have put on pudge, and I'm just wondering when it's going to affect me. Hopefully it won't anytime soon, but yeah, the bodybuilding competition is what I'm going to push for this year, and I think we should do that. Has Dylan gotten a fantasy yet?
As long as yes, he's in a league with some family, but as long as none of us here anywhere associated with the show has to oil you up, and I'm there to take pictures. That's the length of my commitment.
Not participate, just take pictures. That's
Maybe we could get Chuck to oil you up if you lose. You think he'd do that for you?
Clay might. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Chuck would. I don't know if Chuck would want to do that. Maybe we'll ask him about 20 minutes.
Bodybuilding competition.
First thing off the question. Hey, Chuck, if I lose my fantasy league, will you oil me up for the bodybuilding competition and just kind of see what response he has to that?
So, he may hang up and, just that'd be the end of the day for him.
Yeah.
All right, we're live at Hardee's. $1.49 sausage biscuits. You can get one or you can get 101. We've already got Dan. Is on his way to work, and he has already texted in his order to us here on the show for 35 of them. So he's going to be buying a little bit. You can do the same. Well, come by Hardee's. They'll just fix it up. Have a cup of coffee. Listen to some of the show. $1.49 sausage biscuits at Hardee's, the best biscuits you'll ever eat. Fort Smith and on the Phoenix Avenue side of town, at the Phoenix location, over by North Side High School at Rogers, Sallisaw, Oklahoma. If you're up north in Fayetteville, it's worth the drive. Come on down. $1.49 sausage biscuits today.
All right, when we come back, we got some hog news to get to. Plus, we'll touch on what Tom Lemming had to say yesterday. Knowledge National College Football recruiter for CBS Sports.
It's Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Give me the hogs, Chuck. Give me the hogs.
Hey, folks, here at Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway in Van Buren, Crawford County's only new car dealer. I've got Grant Neal, general manager. Grant, man, what a great selection you guys have here at Road Chevrolet.
It's really awesome. You know, we've been looking at trying to expand our inventory, and right now the selection's the best it's been in a long time. Full line of new light-duty trucks. Got I think over 10 heavy-duty trucks in stock, including the 3500 cabin chassis, as well as the extremely popular custom 2500 that everybody's in love with.
There have been times when some dealerships have charged over MSRP. What about here at Rhodes?
Well, no, I mean, we've never charged over MSRP through all the craziness we never did, and now we're even marking below MSRP.
And if you need financing, you can take care of that too.
Oh, absolutely. Robert Good, our finance director, is an absolute wizard at working the banks. GM Financial's offering rates as low as 1.9% for well-qualified buyers on select new Chevys, and we haven't seen rates that low in a very long time.
Come by today, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren Road, Chevrolet.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for Jake Neal and his team at Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Hey, folks, here at Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway with Grant Neal. Grant, let's talk about pre-owned vehicles.
Well, we've worked hard at trying to source great pre-owned vehicles. It's been very hard. You know, the market's strong, but that helps people because we're giving the best value for trade-ins and the highest value for purchasing vehicles. But we work hard to make sure that we pick the right one. So every vehicle on the lot has been meticulously looked over, cared for, and inspected. So we really have the highest quality possible for all of our vehicles that we have in stock. we try to make sure we've got something for everybody. So if you're shopping for something, certified pre-owned, lightly used, very low miles, we've got it. If you need something that's more of a budget-driven vehicle, we try to find vehicles that are high quality while still maintaining the price points at $10,000 and below, $15,000 and below. So really, we've got a vehicle for everybody here, Rose.
And financing's available.
Absolutely. So we work hard to make sure that we can get people approved and get them the best possible financing. A huge selection of banks. We really surprise a lot of people who walk in and say, well, I don't think I can get approved. Well, just give us a shot. We'll do what we can for you.
Come out today, Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway in Van Buren.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I can't sleep.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Franks pulls it back, surveys, has plenty of time. Now he unloads, got a man. Arkansas first down, Arkansas touchdown. Trailing Burks covers 59 yards with a dance at the end.
Subscribe to the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, and share.
All right, got some hog news to update you on this morning. We're live from Hardee's in Phoenix in Fort Smith. $1.49 sausage biscuits, all Fort Smith, all Salisaw Hardee's locations throughout the morning. And Tommy, I've seen that they have breakfast till 12 o'clock nowadays.
Really?
Yes, till 12. So you got that change as well.
So I could have a biscuit for breakfast and a biscuit for lunch.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good deal right there. We're college football's quickly approaching. We'll be at a month here in just a few days. We're 33 days, 34 days, something like that till Arkansas plays. But one of the things I'm going to enjoy the next few weekends is time on the golf course in my custom Easy Go from Arkansas Golf and Power Sports. When I got ready to get my own cart, there was really just one choice. I wanted the American-made Easy Go. I like it because some carts and other models, you've got to really kind of stomp down on the brake to get the parking brake locked. And then if you don't, you walk halfway to the green and it's starting that beeping thing that just annoys you. And you got to go back. And with Easy Go, that parking brake is built in. You don't have to do any of that. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why theirs is different, why everyone else hadn't caught up. Maybe it's a patent thing. I don't know. The ride is good. They got a great suspension in it, and they can customize your cart to look any way you want. So if you need one for the neighborhood, if you're in Northwest Arkansas, live in one of the subdivisions that lots of people have golf carts to go to the pool, the tennis courts, pickleball courts, whatever in the neighborhood, they've got those. If you need one for the golf course like me, they got those, and then they got ones that can do both. So, whatever your needs are, they can customize that for you. Custom wheels and tires, seats, lights, audio, electronics. Man, they did a custom speaker in for mine and custom seats with custom wheels and tires. It looks great. And really the only limit is your imagination. So get by and see my friends at Arkansas Golf and Power Sports. They're in Fayetteville and Little Rock, just off the Garland exit in Fayetteville, or online at arpowersports.com.
Dwayne Troy in Charleston wants to know if y'all still do all-you-can-eat biscuits and gravy on Sunday. Is that still a thing? It is still a thing. Troy, it is still a thing.
That was Sunday or Saturday and Sunday or just Sunday? Just Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday mornings.
I was kind of reminiscing. So this is where my grandpa. So if you go back in the old days, think about that commercial.
Parties rise and shine, breakfast biscuits, gonna love them when you got them, gonna want them when you don't. Best eating in town.
I hadn't heard that in years.
That is a rhyme that I know a lot of you know. It takes you back a few years on that.
Our man Lance just brought out his, I don't know what biscuit he got, but he got some hash browns. The only place I know that is here, and then there was a place in Russellville called Taco John's that had the, they called them potato olays. I just know them as hash browns. Man, those are 100 times better than French fries. I could eat a mountain of those, but I won't. So
you were talking about Vegas earlier. One of our listeners, Sean, listening this morning, he is going to be in Vegas in October. He's going to see the Eagles play in concert at the Sphere on Friday. The Raiders play the Steelers on Sunday. This is going to take place of an away game that he would usually attend watching his Arkansas Razorbacks. He doesn't think there's any away sides that are interesting this year.
If you're going to Vegas for any reason, vacation, work, whatever, even if they don't have an event, they've got that, documentary movie deal they do. It's like I paid $79 to go. It is worth it, man. If you don't go to the Sphere, at least once. You got to go. That was such a cool deal.
See, Treasure Island, Tony, we were talking about this last night. We have is Arkansas. I'm going to expect that this team is going to have several players drafted. And with that being said, they will participate in Summer League. So we've kind of got this idea corked up together to go watch some of these guys in Summer League, which it's apparently very relaxed. And it's something that we've never done, but I think that would be a cool event to attend and see just out there in Vegas. Jeremy in Clarksville texted in. He said, Arkansas will never have a pro team, so we will always cling to the Razorbacks. The quicker everyone realizes that this will always be a basketball school, the less disappointing it will be when the football program is subpar per usual.
Is it okay to be a basketball school?
I mean, Kentucky's done it for years before Arkansas even joined
But
the
I don't
league.
think they've missed a bowl game since, what, like 2015?
Yeah, Stoops has done a good job in the shadow of that.
He's done a great job
in that basketball program.
Longest tenured coach now in the league.
I think we were talking about before the show, older Arkansas fans. It's just hard for me to get around the idea of all the blood, sweat, and tears so many put in before now, and for that just to go off basically to the side and say, you know, we're just a basketball school now. That's not fair to everyone that put in all that work, time, and effort previously, that won conference championships, that won a national championship. I mean, I'm sure Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnston.
Well,
I mean, you go back.
That sounds romantic, Ty, but that's not the way life works. You know, I hear what you're saying.
But what's when you have a mindset that you can't do something, you're not going to accomplish it. So if players are under the impression from fans and others that this is just a basketball school, of course it's going to be a basketball school because the overall thinking is going to be bad. This football program can win games. This football program can compete for a college football playoff. No, I didn't say national championship. There are 12 teams now invited to the table. It's not 2, it's not 4, it's 12. There's probably going to be about 4 SEC teams each year. You telling me you can't be one of those every 4 or 5 years? I'm not asking every year. I'm asking every 4 or 5 years, you might be one of the top 12 teams in all of college football. If you tell fans...
But you don't have any hope of winning a championship.
There's still a difference on that.
In basketball, do you think this program...
Absolutely.
In
No
the next few years, right?
Yes,
Count
no
them on one
question.
hand. Baseball could win a national championship in any season, right?
I think people are starting to deteriorate a little bit on the baseball thing.
I don't. I mean, do you feel like Arkansas is any less able to win a championship now than they were a year or 2 or 3 ago? I don't.
In what? In
baseball? No.
I think it is gone. It's less than it was.
I disagree with that. But, in football, there are excuses and there are reasons. But in football, I mean, can they get to the playoff? Absolutely. But if the idea that you're going to be Georgia or what Alabama's been and may become or remain, I'm just, and that's what everybody wants to be. You want to be the next Alabama.
Here's what I'll say. We always talk about money.
It's not set up here to do that.
Well, here's the thing. We always talk about money being an issue. Ask Oklahoma City Thunder fans. Ask St. Louis Cardinal fans. Ask small market teams that compete for championships. Money isn't always the issue. You draft well. In this case, you recruit well, you evaluate well, and you develop well. You can win. It's shown across the board in other sports. But you've got to have someone at the top, and it's the athletic director or head coach.
No, it's the head coach.
Because we're moving towards, again, basically pro sports, and we see small market teams win championships.
Yeah.
Arkansas is a small market team in this league.
All right, the Rebel Crick Hopper. It's what you need for this weekend. Get out on that pond or that creek nearby. Nothing helps catch bass and bluegill in a pond like the Rebel Crick Hopper. You can walk it, twitch it, pop it, swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure. Work it with a spinning rod, light 4 or 6 pound line, and you and your kids are going to have some fun. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores everywhere. It's the Rebel Crick Hopper.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is former Razorback Jalen Williams, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Waiting on someone to bale your hay? Come in to Gray Brothers Equipment and let us show you how affordable only your own Kubota hay equipment can be. Bale your hay when it's ready, not when it's burned up. With economical pricing at Gray Brothers and affordable interest rates from Kubota, this year is the year to bale your own hay. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Calling all biscuit lovers. Hardee's limited edition blueberry biscuits are the stuff of biscuit dreams. Our famous buttermilk biscuits with summer's favorite berries baked in, served warm, and drizzled with icing. Don't miss your chance to try this special summertime treat while blueberry biscuits are still in season and ripe for the picking. Only at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street at Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crick hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crick hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crick hopper.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
I think that's one of the difficult things for us as fans to adjust to as we watch recruiting unfold. Everybody around the country grew accustomed to the in-state kids going to the in-state school because they loved them as much as we did. You know, they grew up there. But it is a bidding war sometimes. And the first question oftentimes is, tell me about your NIL program. And it's unfortunate, and sometimes it disqualifies a kid. I think as fans, we've got to adjust some of our thinking.
So we had an interesting conversation with Tom Lemon yesterday, who covers recruiting for CBS Sports, and it kind of ties into what Chuck said there that I want to get into. He had a variety of things to say, as he often does, and we'll jump back into that in just a bit. We're live at Hardee's this morning, $1.49 sausage biscuits at all Fort Smith and Sallisaw locations, and excited to continue on. Chuck, how many do you think you could eat this morning, man?
Oh, I could put 2 or 3 away probably.
Yeah.
Pretty easily?
Sausage? Yeah. The only way to do a sausage biscuit at Hardee's is with a little grape jelly on it. Spread that on there like you put mayonnaise.
I could do it with the egg and the cheese and all that stuff on there too, but I could knock back 2 or 3 sausages.
Not back a couple.
What's your problem with egg and cheese?
No, well, it would not. I have no problem with it, but it's more food. It'd be harder to knock back more biscuits.
Chuck Barrett hates eggs and cheese. I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah, right.
Well, you gave every state publication now a headline to run with, as it is the dog days of summer. But Chuck, I do have another question to ask you just a bit, and we'll get in this limit stuff in a sec.
Hey, you guys gonna veg out in front of the TV and watch the Olympics this weekend? Is that on your radar?
I didn't realize that there were that many Razorbacks in it. It's like, what, 25, 26, 10th most in the NCAA?
It's incredible.
Well, you can. I'm looking here at the Bet Saracen app. Everything you would want for the Olympics is there. I mean, you can. Nation with the most gold medals, USA minus 550 this morning. Chuck, you wouldn't bet on the Chinese, would you?
The Summer Olympics are generally where we do the best. At least I think that's right.
Well, we're the odds-on favorite for medals.
All right. Okay.
China plus 325. France, here's your money-making opportunity. Of course, the French always quit, so we know they're not going to win a bunch of gold medals. That's why they're plus 6,000. So you can do all of that right now here on the Bet Saracen app. Nation with the most medals. Guess what? The Americans are top on the board there. So, I mean, number of gold medals for Denmark. Over or under 3.5. I mean, there's everything you could want from medal counts.
You don't
to
think
sports.
Summer Olympics in Denmark?
Number of gold medal here, you guys. Number of medals, total medals for the United States. Over or under? What do you think Bet Saracen would have that at?
I really don't know. What?
121.5.
Wow.
I would have guessed like half of that. It would have been my guess. I'd have been way off. So.
Did you say the Razorback won yet?
There are so many events. There are so many Olympic events.
Razorbacks is over, and we'll do some. We'll pick some of these in our Fence Man Friday picks. Razorbacks is 3.5 medals and 1.5 gold medals.
All right.
It's got those. Even again, like we always talk about, Bet Saracen having Razorback specific stuff. Even during the Olympics, they've got you covered.
So get the Bet Saracen app. That makes probably watching the Olympics a little more fun, and you can do that starting this weekend with Bet Saracen.
Well, Chuck, I know the Olympics maybe don't reach the I would say, let me rephrase. Our fantasy football league does not reach the degree that the Olympics do, but the loser of our league is going to have to enter a bodybuilding competition. If I lose, will you lather me up with oil?
No. So thanks for asking.
What would you rather do than that?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much anything.
Well, like drive a nail through my big toe. I mean, there'd be a lot of things I'd rather do than that.
There would be a sharp stick involved, yes. But but it would be a pretty long list. Yeah.
I've got a
like a list from Fort Smith to Fayetteville. You can roll that list all the way up the highway,
statewide, over and over. So we'll come back to it. Hopefully, I'm not in the contention for losing, but. We'll come back.
Oh, I'm kind of rooting for you to lose now because I promise Chuck and I'll be there with our cell phone cameras rolling. And then we'll be rolling with all our laughter.
I'm in better shape than I was, but I still have a lot to work to do when it comes to getting into bodybuilding.
Get this man another biscuit.
So you've already conceded you have no chance to win your fantasy.
Well,
the only question is, are you going to finish in the cellar?
Yeah, I'm drafting 8th this year, Chuck, and we're doing it in Tawny Town this year. So excited about that. We're doing it this.
When you think fantasy league, you think Tawny Town. That's for sure.
When the leaves turn yellow, it's Ty in the cellar.
How long you been sitting on that?
That's an old one that you used to say about the Cubs. When the leaves turn yellow, it's the Cubs in the cellar.
Big C, you got to. Big C's not in the studio. He, when I have to respond to that at some point. Say that when he's back with us. So we had a good conversation with Tom Lemon yesterday, and I thought he said a couple interesting things. This probably stood out to me the most. So recruiting's always been a war, right? There are things that are done that are egregious amongst coaches, fans, boosters, whatever, and players are not like they're a part of it now. They haven't just a part of it now. They've done other things, but I just thought this was kind of funny. One of the stories that he told about a player committing to one school while negotiating with one another.
And I've seen some of the big names over the past 2 years now commit to one school with an eye towards another one, and then whoever they've got working with them will deal with the schools or their collectives and say, okay, well, he's committed here. There was a kid 2 years ago that was committed to one school for a year. He commits to another one on signing day, said that his fax machine broke down, so he couldn't send to him. But I understand he was negotiating between that school and another school for more money.
I know recruiting in the Big Ten, that was something Brett Bielema had to adjust to, because the Big Ten, when the kid was committed, you kind of let him go. In the SEC, it's not like that at all, and we see signing day flips happen from time to time. But this is a reality now where a kid could be committed to you for 1 or 2 years while the whole time he's just basically pushing another school to get it. I don't know how many times it's happened to Arkansas where you've had a kid flip against you on National Signing Day, but it's definitely more prominent nowadays when it comes to blue chip type of recruits.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that this has been going on for quite some time now. Maybe people are just discovering it. But what he talked about there is not uncommon. I mean, he talked about it like it was a novelty, and I say that respectfully. That stuff happens a lot more than you think.
Well, even he mentioned it. You know, there's been money under the table for years.
Yeah.
Now the money's going over the table. So that was his.
Well,
quote yesterday.
it's it is a situation where guys, teams, individuals play one another against one another. I mean, that's just they do it. It happens every day in real life, and it happens with them too.
I just think of it more of like the coaching realm. Like I feel like that happened. Like I guess players follow coaches a lot of times, and maybe I just need to wake up.
What's happened to the bag man? What's he doing these days? How's he making his living? Everybody had a bag man that was responsible for dropping off the under-the-table payment. Now he's out of business. He's went the way of the buggy whip. Well,
he's like the guy on the sidelines carrying the cords.
What's happened? What industry have they moved into?
Chuck, was it Shapiro for Miami? Was he one of the more? I just think about some of the more notable guys that I've watched in documentaries and whatnot that are like you always hear about them after the fact. Maybe, or you hear about them, but you don't necessarily know 100% what they're doing. I think they're just more public and prominent now.
I didn't see the guy with the gentleman that always held Nick Saban's water cup that he just kind of went everywhere he went. He was not at media days a week or two ago, so I don't know what happened to those guys.
Well, some guys.
But the idea that money hasn't been changing hands until recent days in NIL is just that's naive.
Well, it's funny
that people are leveraging one school against another. That's naive.
It's funny you bring that up because I kind of wanted to tie that in and the thought from Lemming into something that Dan Lanning said as well. Dan Lanning, head coach of the Oregon Ducks, worked at one point under Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart joked earlier this week that he wished he had some of the Phil Knight money, the head of Nike that apparently Oregon is getting supplied by.
Unlimited money, apparently, is what Phil Knight is providing.
According to Rick Neuheisel, it is basically, before I die, I want a national championship, do whatever it takes. This guy's worth umpteen $billion. And
what, 86, I think?
Yeah.
He ain't taking it with him.
He's an oldie. So
this is bad news for his grandkids.
Smart's kind of joking. It's fun. It's a bit of a joke at Dan Lanning's expense, but Dan Lanning kind of clapped back a little bit.
I think it's impressive that guys like Kirby have been signing the #1 class in the nation without any NIL money this entire time. So impressive.
So you heard him talking about that on Pat McAfee yesterday. Georgia has the #1 recruiting class and has had it for a couple of years. I mean, they're at the top, but I still think there's programs that are spending more than them. I don't know that to be factual, but I'm going to guess that Ohio State, Oregon, maybe one or two others are still spending, but yet Oregon's still the #1 team and probably looks to be the #1 team to come. So while you'd love to have the best NIL at the very top, I think Smart has shown that, They're probably still top 5, still top 10, but you don't have to be number 1 in money to win the whole stinking thing. Or A&M would have won championships.
Here's the thing. We don't know. There is no disclosure. There is no ranking. There is no, it's all conjecture. It's all, we're all just assuming that Georgia or Ohio State has the most money. Chuck, we may find out that the schools that are actually spending the most probably aren't the ones winning the championships.
I don't know how much they spend, and I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it, to be very honest with you. I like watching the games, and I think that's what people are ready for the fall to arrive and watch the ball games. If when Phil Knight says we're going to spend unlimited money, well, good for him. Go get him. But that doesn't mean you're going to win a national championship.
Exactly.
So, I guess I just don't really have a strong reaction to it either way, to be very honest with you.
I remember the night the late Boone Pickens was on with Musburger and Herbstreit there at a primetime game at Stillwater. He said, I don't know how much money it's going to cost to win a national title, but I intend on finding out. at Oklahoma State, and that didn't happen. So
I can remember they talked for 2 years about how Boone Pickens' money was going to change everything, and teams were going to be able to buy national championships. Now, look, the same teams for the most part are winning the national championships post-NIL or current NIL that were winning it pre-NIL. Yeah. And that's just how the world works, and the rich are going to get richer. And but I don't. I have to admit, I am moving into this stage as a fan where I've accepted NIL. I understand they're getting paid. I never wonder how much a kid's getting paid. It doesn't cross my mind, but I don't spend a lot of time on NIL anymore in my mind. I know it's a factor in recruiting, but as a fan, I've accepted that it's here to stay.
Well, you bring up the number of teams dominating, and I thought it was interesting that Lemming kind of paralleled the 60s and 70s to now what it is today is the rich get richer, as you just kind of alluded to. Here's what Tom said again about kind of that 25 to 30 range.
I do think that it's not leveling the playing field like it used to do. So I think if people are happy with, the top 25, 30 teams dominating, then that's what they're going to really start getting once they're allowed to have 105 players scholarshiped on the team.
Here's the issue for our fans. That was Arkansas back then. Arkansas had way more players than they actually needed to play a season that Frank used to have on the roster. But that was then. Now it's now. And I think for college football, something that I disagree with you, and you initially said it a few months back or a year ago when you said that, hey, you're going to drop in ratings that in terms of just the watchability outside of your team. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm starting to buy into that a little bit.
But what we did before the internet and before homes had central heat and air, I don't really care what happened in the 60s. Doesn't matter to me anymore.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because I don't think our fan base, in my opinion, would be as pushed back on these type of things if we were in that 25 to 30 range.
Well, of course.
Well, we're not. So that's why, again, the rich getting richer, things are not going to change as certain brands continue to prosper. They're only going to keep going this way. Why is and I know Arkansas is technically a Power 5 school in the SEC, but you haven't had the same success. Why would we revert back? I know some people have come on these airwaves and think at some point it's going to level out. I think you've said that before. I don't think it's ever going to, because you have certain people in power. You have certain brands that have even gotten better and prospered more with things the way that they're headed. So, again, the gap keeps widening, and I don't think it's going to get smaller anytime soon.
Well, I don't think we're going back. I'm not sure exactly what you're driving at right there, but we're not going back. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, if the point is the rich are going to get richer, yes, you're right, and I think the NCAA and the power brokers, these commissioners that are at the table leading the direction, I don't know if they're deathly afraid, but I get the impression, Chuck, they want to avoid courtrooms at all cost. A, because there is a lot of cost, and B, they've just gotten their head knocked off every time they enter a courtroom. So, and it gets worse from there on out. So they're trying to avoid more legal challenges. That's why we're in the next few weeks we're going to find out about this revenue sharing, and players back from 2016 forward are going to get money. as part of this settlement. I mean, that's what this is all about, I think, is to finally set a framework, take your medicine as the industry of college sports, and then figure out the framework moving forward.
Well, that's a lot of stuff to figure out, and I'm not sure exactly where they are on that. But yeah, I mean, I think there's I get what you're saying.
$500 an hour per attorney, that's how they're figuring it out, I guess. But I think that's the motivate. My point is they don't want to be dragged out into more litigation, because every time the NCAA and college athletics has been on one side of a courtroom, they have lost lately, and they just I think they're trying to figure it out without going through the pain of more actual litigation.
Sure they would. I'm sure they want to stay out of the courtroom. I'm quite certain. Well, but what they're trying to do more than anything right now is figure out how they're going to make all this work financially. There is a settlement, and it's going to be approved apparently in pretty close to what it is right now. But I got to admit, you guys are into an area there that I don't fully understand, and I'm not going to try to fake my way through. I don't know where they are in terms of a lot of their money on this, but I know that I know every school out there right now scrambling to make sure they got enough to pay everybody that's going to have to be paid.
Yeah.
Got a texter that's suggesting they do the Tennessee McDonald's philosophy, just pay them in McDonald's bags filled with cash, as he suggested this morning. I think it's also, you mentioned the idea of getting spooked a little bit by lawyers and litigation, everything else. It's also the group of 5 schools, conference commissioners, and teams that are scared there is going to be a separation. And so they're just basically giving into anything. It's not even Power 5. It's what, 2.5, as you like to say, want to do. So as Greg Sankey, as the head of the Big Ten, as Brett Muirmack, the head of the Big 12, and I can't remember the AC guys, Jim Phillips, if they continue to push stuff, it's going to pass, because the other group of 5 conference commissioners are like, well, if we don't go along with what they want, then we're going to get left out of the big ticket, the big money. And that's why things are going to continue to widen, and that hurt. And in my opinion, that's just not good for college football.
All right, we're live at Hardee's, $1.49 sausage biscuits. You can come by and get yours through the drive-thru, or come in, as several of you have done this morning, say hello. My buddy Dan just came by. He works nearby at a printing company. Chucky got 35 of them. He's going to be a hero at work when he walks in.
It's a lot of biscuits.
With breakfast for everybody's going to give him a biscuit at work this morning. So you can be that guy in the office and take biscuits back for everyone. Hardee's and Fort Smith and Salisaw for that deal. $1.49 sausage biscuits. Get
and that didn't break the bank either. It didn't break the bank. He's a hero. He goes in there. Everybody
gets fed the whole company for like $50. Fed everybody in the company. So pretty good deal. Pretty good deal.
All right, so the Chuck, you referenced the Olympics earlier in this segment. Arkansas has a ton of participants, 25 Razorbacks representing 9 countries overall. You're going to have the opening ceremony. Usually they do the opening ceremony in the stadium. They're actually doing it in the city today. I mentioned the over-unders 3.5 that at Arkansas, Razorback medals of 25. I would think that's going to hit. But that's I think it's the 10th most in the NCAA. But you guys, you've got golfers, you've got track and field, you've got all this different representation these next few weeks.
Yeah, you think about track and field, obviously, and that comes to mind. And Arkansas has recruited internationally in track and field for a number of years. And you mentioned golf; they certainly recruit internationally in golf. And it's interesting because they're not going to be wearing the Razorback on their shirt. You know, It's not like they're going to be out there and easily recognizable. I've seen a few lists of all the athletes with Arkansas ties or Razorback ties, and it may kind of like, may need to hang on to it like a scorecard as you watch it, because there's going to be a lot of them involved.
And I'll be honest, I get conflicted because you want to root for every Razorback, but then it gets into, the 400-meter, relay or whatever, and you've got one of the Razorbacks, running for another country, and then you got the Americans, and I get conflicted there. I'll be honest. Emotionally, I get conflicted when that happens.
See, I when I watch the Olympics, I got to be honest. I don't know that I have the same passion that, if like the Razorbacks or the Cowboys or the Cardinals were playing. It doesn't mean I don't have pride in my country. It doesn't mean I don't want them to win. It's just we don't see this stuff every day. They're not our teams, so to speak. But, I want all of them to do well. The thing I like about the Olympics, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to watch every minute because that would not be true. But I do appreciate the competition. I know they're getting paid now, and I know it's a lot different than it once was, but it's still as close as we get to the real thing from back in the day, and I do appreciate that.
Here's what I always think about, like these swimming events where we've seen it come down to like a hangnail on who wins, or track and field's another example. But here's where my mind always goes. You spent 4+ years training as hard as you could, giving it everything you've got to get to this moment, and it comes down to that narrow of a margin. I mean, or you see an injury to an athlete. We've seen that before where, I can't remember the names, but where the one helped the other around the track to finish, and the father came. Yeah. Those type of things. And I just think about it's not months, but Chuck, it's years you put in to get to this moment for your event. And
well, you do, but Tommy, you do in everything.
There's passion for that. Yeah.
Well, but you do in every sport. The thing about the Olympics is you've got to draw in more than just your traditional sports audience. So everything's got to be dramatized. The human drama of athletic competition has got to come through in the Olympics. And to the credit of all the networks who've televised them over the years, they've done a good job of that. That's what makes the Olympics, are the stories that you're talking about. But, guys commit themselves every day to athletes commit themselves to things every day in terms of a team concept or individual or whatever, and it can be dashed in a moment. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And when it's on the Olympic stage and when it's covered the way it is, there's no doubt it hits you a little bit harder.
Yeah. I don't think none of us have been to Paris, France before, have we?
Haven't made it yet.
No, I mean, one of the biggest cities in the world. Yep. Can you imagine, as congested as it is on a regular day, how the next few weeks, or probably the past few weeks and the next few weeks have been if you were
You think Weddington traffic's bad? My gosh.
Maybe a little bit different than Weddington. Yeah. Weddington's bad, but maybe a little bit different than Weddington.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been there. I don't have a point of reference, but I've seen some of the reports and the security and, everything they're doing. I can only imagine one of the busiest cities in the world, what it's going to be like for the next few weeks for those that are lucky enough to go.
Just, what happened in our country, a couple of weeks ago. I can assure you that's affected security all over the world, certainly at the Olympic Games.
Yeah. So, for those that get to go, it's going to be a tremendous experience. I guess the Winter Olympics are coming to Salt Lake. It was at 2034. So
I've not seen that. Yeah, that's a you thing. I don't.
But so that and they've been there before. So
I did see a headline that the Canadians women's soccer team has been fired for using a drone, guys, to spy on other opponents' practices. Imagine that.
I mean, nothing surprises me. So
using a drone to spy on that seems like an SEC story that I would hear. But apparently it's going on with the Olympics and women's soccer. So she has been let go. So you got the World Cup, I guess, coming in 2026, and 8 years later you'll have the Winter Olympics, like you're saying, in 2034?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. So you got a couple
2034 Winter Olympics back in Salt Lake City. So
giddy. The World Cup and the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
I can tell by your excitement.
What more do you want? So
wow.
Anyway, hey, I love when we went to Utah a couple years ago for football. I want to go back. It's
Provo's cool place.
It is it's a very,
one
very
of the prettiest
pretty
places I've visited. Hey, get by and see us here at Hardee's. $1.49 sausage biscuits all morning long. If you want to spruce up your existing home or maybe start from the ground up, either way, check with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas first before you get started. Find out why for more than 100 years, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas has helped local families just like yours make their dreams come true. Visit myaglender.com for more details. That's myaglender.com, or stop in Farm Credit's 25, any of their 25 locations today.
All right, it is Football Fridays. We're live at Hardee's this morning. $1.49 sausage biscuits. We got some funny football headlines to get to next.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crick hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crick hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crick hopper.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home, drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
It's summer clearance sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Ariat, Drake, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else. My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
And Dan was in here taking them back to the whole plant today. So you can be the hero at your office. $1.49 sausage biscuits all morning long. Fort Smith and Salisaw Hardee's locations. Guys, we've been talking about football season. It's basically a month away at this point. Download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store to get in on the action. Right now they got futures, outright winners, spreads, totals, player props, game props. I mean, anything you can imagine for football season's already there, plus the Olympic stuff. They've got all the things like table tennis and darts and cricket and rugby. It's all there as well. Create your account. If your first bet doesn't work out, they'll give you a bonus bet of up to $250. And they make it easy getting money in and out, debit and credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, on-site cash, ACH, it's all there. So bet with the brand you trust. Bet with the brand you've known for years. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Download their app today in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store.
All right. For the first time, I'm mowing my lawn this weekend.
Wow.
I cannot wait for that, man.
First time ever in your life?
All right, Chuck, I'm going to be honest, man. I have not mowed a lawn since I was in college, and I'd come back home, and my dad's like, oh, great, you can mow the lawn this weekend. So it's been
and when you're done, you can come on down to the yacht club.
It's been about 7 years, but
Have
got
you bought
my buddies.
a lawnmower? Have you bought one?
I told my buddy, I said, look, let me use your push mower, and if I feel like I'm not going to die each weekend, then I'll buy it from you. So we're doing it like a trial basis type of thing as we get going.
And there's
30 days, same as cash.
Yeah, there's things you got to look at. Like, you need a self-propelled. I mean, you need one where you can pull that little lever and it takes off, and you don't have to, do all that stuff.
It is. So hopefully it has that aspect. My
You're going to
uncle.
take your shirt off? You're going to take your shirt off?
Absolutely.
100%.
Has it got a beer holder on it?
He's going to be that guy. Todd's going to be that neighbor.
And I think 7 a.m. I think is when I'm going to start, not 6 like I had originally thought. That seemed too early based on the feedback we received.
You're not going to be winning any neighborhood awards if you start mowing the yard at 6 a.m. on a Saturday.
He's going to have a house full of roommates, number one. His neighbors already hate him.
Yeah.
He's going to be out there mowing the yard at 7 o'clock in the morning, cleaning up beer cans.
Yeah, the back and forth. My uncle sent me a weed eater, Chuck. He's listening. Guys, he's listening in London this morning with my aunt. They are going to the Olympics on Monday.
Good for them. That's
so.
Well, then go get some fish and chips today.
Yeah, doing that. So they're doing that whole thing. I was listening yesterday to Ruskin and Zach as it is a football Friday. I did see, guys, that they have made the announcement. Tommy Benizio was on yesterday. He kind of heads up the Arena League. And for those that don't know, Hot Springs is getting an Arena League football team next year. Here is Benizio on the new mascot of that new team.
When we did that press conference some time ago, just to discover that there's never been a professional sports team in any sport at any level in the city of Hot Springs, you go, wow, this is going to be something kind of special. It's not about us. What does the community want to name it? We launched that Name the Team contest, got close to 1,000 submissions. And, guys, probably 4 out of 10 had something to do with the mobster mafia history. So it was clear to us we had to pick something in that realm. Didn't want anything too bloody or gory. Wise Guys seemed to fit really well. So there you go. We're excited about it. Welcome to Hot Springs Wise Guys.
So it ties
the Wise Guys, huh?
The Wise Guys.
I like that.
I
like that.
It ties into the kind of the gangsters they just referred to with Capone and others, and then also the betting aspect of Oakland and everything. So you got multiple things that they're trying to blend and tie into, but that will be next year, starting this next season. I believe it's next summer. I think it's in June, if I remember that right. But, yeah, Hot Springs getting its own football team.
Minor league sports is all about logo and apparel, and they might have something there. I mean, Wise Guys. My first thought would have been gamblers. I mean, Hot Springs Gamblers.
Yeah.
But this is a lot better than that.
Yeah, my first thought was the Hot Springs Thoroughbreds.
That's a good one too.
You know, that's not as good as what they came up with.
Yeah, I think Wise Guys is really cool. Now I did see
the Capones, the Hot Springs Capones.
Capones, yeah. I think Valentine's Day Massacre might have nixed that name, but I was I don't watch a ton of Arena League. I think I went to one Twisters game with that kid. I did see, though, a video of Marquel Wade. Chuck and Tommy, I don't know if you took this in. Marquel Wade was playing in a league that they played in a mall. Did you see that, Chuck?
Man, some of this stuff. I mean, I think they had a game in Fayetteville. I may be speaking out of turn here. I think it was at the track.
Yeah, it's the indoor track. Yeah, you're right.
And, I mean, they had like a bar set up, and I mean, it was pretty makeshift. But yeah, they had all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember they had, and it didn't last long in that, but they did put an Arena League field in there, and
yeah, I remember that now.
There were some former Hogs, I can't remember who, but that were on that. But you're right, it was,
something about not getting paid by the end, and it kind of fell apart, if I remember right.
Yep, that's pretty much how it went. So.
He said that it's pretty sound right now, but I am curious to see the next few years what that attendance looks like in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hopefully it's a successful venture, but I guess we'll find out next summer.
They're going to play at the high school stadium? Where are they going to play?
Oh, they're playing at the
I thought it's convention center.
Convention center. Oh, they're going to play indoors and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It will be far from makeshift. That's a nice facility there.
Yeah. All right, we got Daryl Hawkins coming up. He had a chance to catch up with John Calipari a couple days ago. They were in North Carolina. I think it's going to be a fun conversation. And then we've also got some more things to get to in the 7 o'clock hour. But now we talk to Eddie in Clarksville this morning. Eddie, I know you're excited about football season. It's been a while since we heard from you. What's up, man?
Man, the countdown truly has begun. 'Tis the season, and I'm getting ready. You know, and I know the team is getting ready. And so I say this, the media has us, not very good. What, 14th? We'll see about it. Let me say this. For the fan base listening this morning, the play in games are played on the field, not in the media. And so I'm banking on that, number one. I'm banking on our defense this year to be huge, led by the Twin Tires, the Phenom, 6'7", 300-pounder Landon Jackson and Quentin Rhodes. I believe they're going to get after a quarterback. And to me, it just comes down to the close game. And they touched on it, in the off-season. Hey, and I believe we're going to do it. And I've got 2 songs this morning when I woke up, Chuck, by Young MC, Watch the Move. And let me say that what I mean by that. You want it, you got it in those close games, so go get it. And then I love the young country artists now. You talk about Morgan Wallen. I told him yesterday on the halftime show, I wrote the book by Morgan Wallen. And let me say this, we just got to go write a different book. We got to go write a different chapter. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And I like our quarterback. I like our offensive coordinator this year. By the way, for fan base that's not familiar with Bobby Petrino, he's the best play caller in the country. He'll make any quarterback better. He gives us a chance on win on game day. His offense does. And I like our young running backs. I like our young quarterback. Woo! I'm getting ready. And don't wait till we go to Stillwater. And by the way, go to your history books, Chuck. You know this. We're 30-15-1 against the Cowboys. And when we roll in September 7th at Stillwater, the whistle is going to be blowing. So jump aboard now. Put that in your Cheerios and cornflakes this morning.
Fast Eddie's ready.
There it is. Hey, by the way, Stillwater sold out as of yesterday. They announced that publicly. So that is going to be a rocking game. My aunt, who's an Oklahoma State alum, is really excited about that. So they're ready for the SEC. They're ready for you. Basically, to sum up what Eddie just said, screw the media, screw what everyone else thinks. Go win some football games this fall. And anytime that Morgan Wallen is referenced on the airwaves, I'm happy.
He's like the young bro country fans. Like he's the guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
that is bro country right there.
He's got a little George Jones in him, Chuck, or you never know.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Can you name one George Jones song?
Yeah, really.
I've been to his bar in Nashville.
What's his nickname? What's George Jones' nickname?
Nobody gets to the heart of George Jones.
No.
Nobody gets to the heart of George Jones like Ty Richardson. Nobody gets closer.
Can't name one song.
Well, I've been to his bar.
But
he's got
a lot of George Jones in it.
Almighty. You ever heard of a song called He Stopped Loving Her Today? Might be the greatest country song ever.
I just know he was notorious for getting too drunk and not showing up to his concerts. That's what I know him for.
I saw George Jones many, many years ago.
Did you? How was it?
Well, it was. He was on the. We've talked about this. Same night as Ray Charles in Lampe, Missouri.
Ah, yeah.
44 years ago, or 40 years ago, I guess.
Lampe, Missouri. So.
Lampe, Missouri, baby.
All right, get by and see us here at Hardee's. We have got several folks that stopped by, said hello. We're getting the waves through the drive-thru at this point, Chuck. People are going through the drive-thru. You can tell they're waving at us.
There's Ty.
We'll take it. Hey, yeah. I mean, and how they avoid coming in at that point, I don't know. But
there he is.
But they have. So come by.
One finger that comes up, Chuck.
We're going to give away a football trip of a lifetime in just a few weeks. You can see the Cowboys and the Eagles. We'll give you the details and more qualifyings coming up next week for that as well. But this morning, it's all about breakfast, and it's all about $1.49 sausage biscuits at Hardee's in Fort Smith and in Sallisaw.
All right, when we come back, we got our Morning Rush Daily Question. Like I said, we're going to get a chance to talk with Daryl Hawkins, the Hawk. He ran into John Calipari the other day. I got a chance to chat with him a little last night. I said, Daryl, hold some of this energy for tomorrow morning. So I know he's excited about Cal, and we are too. We'll chat with him next as the Morning Rush rolls on a Football Friday.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
Hi, everybody. Larry Ratz here for that.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite.
Front answer.
All right, we are live at Hardee's this morning. $1.49 sausage biscuit, all Fort Smith, all Sallisaw locations till 9 o'clock. Former Arkansas Razorback Daryl Hawkins going to join us in just one sec. He had a chance to catch up with John Calipari recently, so excited about that. He just texted me. He's also been monitoring recruits last day or so we'll talk about that as well.
All right, here's the Morning Rush Daily question. This may be a little more specific to the three of us who are about to enter college football season, but I think every guy listening this morning has a list going in their head. My question is, guys, what do you have to get done over the next few weekends before the college football weekend grind begins? For us, it may be a little more specific because our jobs, are a little more encapsulated in college football weekends. But I can promise you there are guys listening that, hey, I got to get the wife to Branson. I got to get the kids to do this. I got to do these projects around the house. I've got a list. I bet you two do. Chuck, what are some of the things, hey, I got to get these things done before the football season starts?
Well, this is going to sound really weird, but a season's supply of Scotch tape and highlighters. Anyone that works with me knows if you want to drive me crazy, if you want to start a fight, and if you want to hear a string of obscenities, hide my Scotch tape, hide my highlighters. We're going to have a problem on game day. So I got to have
good information.
I got to have my season. So believe me, I've got little hiding places. So that's what I got to go do. I got to go buy my supplies.
All right.
He sounds okay. Why am I blanking on the Ranger that just got inducted in the Hall of Fame that doesn't like to be head patted? Why am I blanking on that guy's name? Just Hall of Fame.
No, it wasn't Bud.
Beltray?
Andrew. Beltray. Yeah. Chuck just gave us the ammo for what? I know Z and Quinn and all these guys.
No, they're afraid of Chuck.
I've got separate compartments though. I've got hidden places.
I
got all kinds of spots.
Well, mine would be I've got to get a sectional because right now there's one lazy boy in my living room.
Yep.
I've got to get a remote that works for the TV because I have two TVs in my living room and one remote doesn't work. And I've got to figure out my watching situation because I don't have any television or anything set up right now. So those are three huge things for the living room this fall.
That's my list, is the outdoor. And you've been to my house, and I've got this fireplace and this, I think it's a pretty nice setup to watch games. And I've got two TVs out there. I got to do some work there. I need to do some pressure washing. And you know how over time your cushions and everything, even though you put them in the storage boxes and you cover them, I've got to either pressure wash those or get rid of them and buy all new cushions for my outdoor setup there to watch games. But my list of things to do the next few weekends is I've got to get the patio ready to go to watch games this fall.
It's gonna cut
and all the
time.
things that you told Laura, all the things you've told Laura you were going to get to over the summer that you're not quite there yet. No chance, Laura. Those are not going to get done.
None.
Everything's on football now.
But feel free to go ahead and get started yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Feel free.
Chuck Emmett in Springdale says there's going to be a bunch of moms and kids, and then Chuck Barrett spending time in the back of the school section.
That's exactly right. I'm going to be in the school supply section.
Do you wait for back-to-school sales to buy all your supplies? That way you can get them cheaper?
I'm not looking at that sales circular, man. Office Depot.
All right, that's true. We all got our list. I guarantee you there's guys not there. Yeah, I got to get this done, and that I got to take her to Branson.
I think about stupid things.
Yeah. Yeah, but Scotch tape is important to a man with a spotting board. If you don't have a spotting board, then you probably don't need
Chuck,
the highlighters.
I'm with you on these. What kind of pins are these? Pilot G206. I won't write with anything else.
I got you started on that. I've been buying these for a while.
I've got my list. I got my list of stuff.
Multiple colors of them. All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Questions brought to you by TGI Fridays. They're in Fort Smith, also in Conway as well. They have happy hour 3 to 6 and from 9 to close. That includes half-price drinks and $5 appetizers. You can get by for karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. They do it at 8 o'clock. Karaoke Kenny is always there, so be sure and do that. And then check out their daily special Monday through Thursday as well. Happy hour twice daily, 3 to 6, 9 to close. TGI Fridays, 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith for half-price drinks and $5 appetizers every weekday, twice daily.
Picked up by Hawkins. 1 against 1. Hawkins all the way. Good! Great play by Daryl Hawkins.
Some of you will remember the game and the year that highlight was from. Texas Elite 8, 1990, as we bring in our guest now, Daryl Hawkins. Daryl, appreciate you joining us this morning, man. I kind of had to contain you last night, your excitement level, because I know you're pumped about this season and Cal and everything. Before we talk about this upcoming season, kind of take us back a little bit. I guess, 35 years ago coming up this next year, that 1990 run to the Final Four.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know if I was pumped up. I think, Ty, you might have been more pumped up because you just got a house. But, no, man, hope you guys are doing up there. Everybody's doing great up there. 1990 was special. It was, everything kind of came together that year. Our first year, we were a bunch of freshmen out there running around, trying to figure it out. And, I think we got there mostly on talent. But then in 1990, I mean, Todd, Lee, Lindsey Howell, Mario Credit, myself, Warren Lynn, Arlen Bowers, just a lot of guys that just, we started to click. And, we just went on a great run that year. And it was exciting. I mean, Ron Hury, that was a really, really good team. I mean, we really had a good team. We were strong. We could start anybody we wanted to. We were deep. And the fans were great. They got behind us, and I think that was really the big turn in what Arkansas basketball is becoming today.
Yeah, because that was Nolan's first Final Four team, obviously. And, Daryl, when we look back all these years later, there's been a lot of guys that have been individually honored. We had a chance to catch up with Oliver Miller, who's going to go in the Southwest Conference Hall of Fame next month. But you guys as a team that haven't necessarily been honored. And you saw Cal in North Carolina recently, and you guys – talked about a reunion of sorts coming up, maybe this next season. I saw Cal. I was out there with the Adidas tournament. I was out there with Tracy McGrady's team. I coach his team, and saw Cal, saw all the coaches and everything, and then just went over there, said hello, and speak to him. And he shockingly, I don't put myself at that pedestal that a lot of people do. He actually remembered who I was, and we had a really, really good conversation. And actually, Cal and I coached against each other when I was at U of H down there with Tom Penders when he was at Memphis, and he had Derrick Rose. So, we talked about a lot of that. And also we talked about the times we played at Arkansas and Coach Richardson. And, I told him that, we had talked about it, because last year before Muss left, Muss and I had kind of talked about it. And then when I mentioned it to him, he totally just took the bull by horns and ran with it and said, hey, we got to get it done. We got to get you up here. He seemed really, really genuine. So, yes, I guess you could say that was my emotional part of it because, he really, really is reaching back and, making a lot of the guys from that era feel really, really welcome back home and, a part of what's going on.
What does that mean to you and your fellow alumni, the lettermen that built this program? Because we've heard a lot about this in football that, maybe certain coaching staffs in the past in football didn't welcome former players in. Why is that so important? Explain to the audience the appreciation, the emotion that comes along with that feeling when you're welcomed in by the head coach.
Well, I mean, it's hard to put words on it. I mean, it really means a lot because it's not more or less that we want to be honored as far as individuals. We did our thing and, we're happy and content with what we did. But for me, and I believe a lot of guys that I've spoken with, it's more about our families, our wives, our children. Some of us have grandchildren. Some guys have moved on, they've passed away. And, but, their children, I think Lee was up in, Lee was at the girls' nationals, and his daughter plays. She's a great basketball player, and he ran into Larry Marx's daughter, who plays, and was able to talk to her and see her. He sent us a picture and everything, and talked about the reunion. And she said, "Oh yeah, she's coming. She's coming." So it's more or less our families being able to see what we've done and kind of be able to. Put them out there. And then with Coach Cal, just bringing everybody back, I think what it does is it brings everybody back in our age group along with the new age group to really let you know what Arkansas basketball is about. And a person like Cal, he knows everything about it. I mean, he's talked to Coach Richardson, he's talked to us, and he's generally trying to get it done for us up there.
Daryl Hawkins, former Razorback, with us here on the Morning Rush. It's not like the basketball program was without hope. Everyone felt under Muss. This was a second weekend team and potentially a Final Four team, but it seems like everyone's went to the next level in what they now feel this program can be under Coach Cal. As you talk with your teammates, as you kind of see what's going on, what do you think is the ceiling moving forward with John Calipari at the head of the bench?
Well, I mean, first of all, you got to give Muss a lot of credit for what he did.
Absolutely.
Muss did a great job. I had a good relationship with Muss, and guys did communicate with Muss. So I don't want to make it seem like this is what Muss did was not, get this program back where it belongs. Cal has won a national championship. Cal has always put a team in the national spotlight. That's something that he's done forever. I think people give Cal a lot of credit for what he does on the sideline. They give him a lot of credit for what he does as far as recruiting, and he's going to do that. But what I do believe is people still need to understand it is very, very hard to win a national championship. It's 360 teams, 300-plus teams out there, and you just can't say, okay, well, Cal's going to win the national championship for us next year or the 2 years out. No, what Cal does is he's going to put us in a position every year to get to the Sweet 16, and, now you're talking about 16 teams to have a chance to win a national championship. And that's something that he's going to be able to do. And the ball has to bounce right. I tell people all the time that the year we went to the Final Four, the ball bounced right for us a couple of times, and the couple of years that we missed it, the ball bounced differently. But we went to the Sweet 16, Elite Eight twice. So there's opportunity. He's got a great recruiting class coming in. He's got Wagner coming in, as you guys know. And, a couple of McDonald's All-Americans teamed up with him with Boogie and Knox and those guys. Mm-hmm. And so it's just getting together, meshing, and, playing good basketball at the right time and making sure we got about 20,000 in there going crazy on the hill.
Can't wait to figure out what SEC game y'all are going to come back to again. Daryl Hawkins is our guest. We're live from Parties this morning. Daryl, in your interaction with Cal, you spoke to me last night a little about the energy, and you felt like he really wants to win it for this state. And I think there's a lot of Kentucky fans that felt like he lost his fire. Based on your conversation with you, it sure seems like that fire's been relit here in Fayetteville.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that Coach Richardson used to say to us all the time. He said, "You guys created that bear, so you got to feed it." And everybody knows Kentucky's probably one of the biggest bears out there. Winning is something that they expect to do, and I think sometimes people take winning for granted. And I don't think he's ever lost his energy for it. I think sometimes, and like I said, I had conversations with him, and he never mentioned this or anything like that. But you can just see how revitalized he is. The staff. He just seems like he's got a new lease on life. And I think it's not that he wants to win it more, I believe, for Arkansas or anything like that than he did for Kentucky, because I think Kentucky was good for him. But I just think he wants to get down here and just prove, hey, he still knows how to put the pieces together and get out there and compete for a national championship. And there's no better place to do it than at Arkansas, if you ask me.
Daryl, one of the things I think about is just the talent that was around you. You referenced some of your teammates earlier, and Lee Mayberry and Todd Day and the Big O, who we had a conversation with a couple weeks ago, and he was awesome, and he talked about some of the stuff he went through. I must brought in some high-caliber talent. There's no question about that. But with a guy like Darius Cuff, who's making his college decision tonight, the other 5 stars you keep seeing it, does it feel like that Cal's going to bring the same talent level that you guys had on campus 30-plus years ago?
I definitely think he's going to bring the talent level, but I think what he's going to do is bring a piece that is very, very hard to bring. And Coach Richardson did a great job of it. You can see the coaches that are at the top, they're doing a great job of it. They're bringing guys in that are going to develop a relationship. Chemistry, being friends off the court. I mean, we were like brothers. I mean, Todd, Lee, we were all like brothers. It wasn't a separation of tears. And everybody does tears. There wasn't a separation of tears. We all hung out. We all did things together. And I believe he's going to bring that piece together. Because when you're playing talented teams, you got to care for one another. You got to care for one another. You got to have a passion for one another. If you don't care for your brother on that team, and I mean really care. I mean, people, this is different. Playing at this level, trying to do things, it's different. It's not just putting a bunch of pieces together for top players. You have to care about one another. And I believe Cal and that coaching staff is going to bring that piece together, and that's very, very important. And it's very, very important that the fans and the players have a connection where they truly care about one another. And that's, I believe, that little missing piece that's going to take them over the top. And that's what we had. We had that every year, no doubt about it.
I mean, you just think about the greatest successes you have in life, whether it's family or business or sports. when you want to win more for your teammates than you do yourself, you want to win more for your family or your coworkers than you do yourself, and that feeling permeates the locker room or the boardroom or the conference room, that's when special stuff happens. And that's why that's hard, because that emotion, Daryl, amongst everybody in an organization, team or otherwise, that's hard to create.
It's very hard to create. I mean, we've talked about having the reunion back. And it's not just the players that are coming back. You know, I got a chance to talk. You know, I talked to Coach Edgar. I haven't talked to Coach Edgar in a long time. Coach Anderson. I mean, Coach Anderson and I, you know, we talk frequently. Coach Richards, I talk. But we talk to guys, you know, they're managers on the team. You know, Zimmerman. You know, Zim was a manager on our team. And now Zim is going to be one, you know, broadcasting and speaking about the Razorbacks. So it's bringing everybody together. You know, Terry was our secretary up there. It's bringing everybody back. And that atmosphere, you know, we wanted to all win for each other. You know, there was nobody who felt that they were better than anybody else, so their role was more important. You know, Coach Richardson, you know, made that very, very important. That everybody's role was very, very important. And I feel it. I don't like speaking really for other people, but just my conversation with Cal, I just feel it's something different about him. And like I said, I've coached against him. I've seen what he does. All of his players, just think about this now. His players don't go back to Kentucky to play in the summer. And we're talking about $1 million players.
Yep.
They go back for Cal. They go back for Cal to help Cal with the players he's bringing in. So that tells you the kind of relationship he's developed with his players. And I'm expecting those Kentucky players, they'll be coming to Arkansas in the summer pretty soon. They won't be going to Kentucky. They'll be coming back to Arkansas.
Oh, it's just fine with us. Daryl, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Be sure to let us know when you guys are planning on making the return trip here to Fayetteville for that reunion of the 1990 Final Four team that will be 35 years this next season. And can't wait till basketball, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you guys. Good luck to the football team up there. And one more thing, I heard y'all's conversation about football season. Those of you who have wives and significant others, you better get that football contract signed before you get so.
That's good advice, my man. That is great advice. So, yeah, because I got the excuse of work, honey. I got to watch these games.
Yeah, well, you have work in that situation. By the way, speaking of what you were talking about, as we bring Chuck Barrett back in, Chuck, JB in Springdale has offered Tommy pressure washing professional equipment for free. You just have to give JB in Springdale a shout out.
Okay. I may need your help, JB. Be careful what you wish for. He brought up Scott Edgar. I got to know Coach Edgar working with him as he's the head coach at Eastern Oklahoma State for 14 years, I believe. He's back and retired in the Boot Hill over there near Cape Girardeau. But he's one of the names that people don't bring up as often, but one of the really good guys that I've been around, and people like that. And he brings up Z. It's it's not just the star names we all know with Day and Mayberry and Oliver Miller, but Chuck, those are what make a team special, is all the characters that went around them.
Yeah, and we'll get Chuck's reaction coming up in just a bit on that. But I wish I want to know what Z was like back in college. Just knowing what he is now, probably the same rabid Razorback fan that he is all these years later. But really appreciate, again, Daryl Hawkins joining us this morning. If you want to react to that interview, you can do so on our hotline, 877-377-6963. We're live at Hardee's this morning, $1.49 sausage biscuits that you can come get till 9 o'clock. There's no limit to them. We've had guys order 30. My friend Heath Roberts, who's my State Farm insurance agent, just came in, got 20 for his office. So if you want to be the office hero this morning, you're in the River Valley or Oklahoma area, stop by any of the 3 locations of Hardee's.
And we'd love to see you come inside and say hi, but if you can't go through the drive-thru, just wave as you come through the drive-thru. It makes us feel like what we're doing is important in here. Yeah. We're feeding the masses today with discounted sausage biscuits here at Hardee's. So that will be awesome. So, all right, more to get to as we roll through the morning. We'll have our Fenceman Friday pick. Sean's coming by here because he's not going to pass up on a deal like sausage biscuits for $1.49. So we'll do that. More of your text, and Chuck will rejoin us for the picks. The Olympics start this weekend, and like I said, you're down to 4 or so weekends of honeydews you got to get done before it all hits. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is the number at Gaston's. You need to get by there and really take care of you're talking about doing things for your family before football gets here. Gaston's can help you with that. 80 private cabins and lodges. Or if you're in the area or just want a day trip, how about you go to Gaston's for dinner on Saturday night? Call them and make your reservation. Great table that overlooks the White River. They've got big, thick steaks that you can get. They've got great seafood specials. They fly in each weekend. Every meal can start with their John Boat salad bar. They've taken one of the boats years ago and turned that into a salad bar. It's a great feature in their restaurant, and their service is second to none. If you're staying on site, they got a pool for the kids to enjoy. They got nature trails. They've got an animal feature. And I think just watching the planes come and go off their on-site runway is something that's pretty special as well. So if you're looking for a retreat and a place to get away where the fishing is always the star of the show, then you need Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 and ask about a guided fishing trip while you're there as well. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Road Chevrolet with Grant Neo. Grant, let's talk service.
Well, service is really our number one thing. Obviously, we're a car dealer. We sell cars, but service is where we see our customers the most. So right now, the service department's running a $49.95 AC diagnostic special right now. So if your air conditioner's not working, just bring it in, let us look at it. Worst case scenario, you're just going to be out to $49.95 for us to tell you exactly what's wrong with it. But we have a full team of technicians here that can work on all makes and models. And we know that it's not the right time of year to have your AC out. So please come see us if you have any issues with your vehicle.
Now, Rhodes has been here a long, long time, and there's a reason for that.
So, I mean, it's our 90th year in business this year, and we're all very excited about that. I'd like to think that it's because we really care about our customers, not just to sell you a car, but to be your car dealer for life. We want to develop a relationship with you, and that doesn't have to start with purchasing a car. If you've got a question, if you've got a problem, we really care about the people here in Crawford County, Sebastian County, and we want to be your car dealer for life.
Make a new friend or come see an old one today at Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
This is Chuck Fawcett with Chuck Fawcett Realty. When I have an HVAC problem or a plumbing problem, I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940. Blaylock Heating and Air.
So to have a red truck rolling your way today, give us a call. That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and drain cleaning needs and great York Home products. It's just one number you need to know. That's 782-8940.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forest Grin wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forest Grin has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forest Grin is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forest Grin is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forest Grin legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForestGrin.com. That's GoForestGrin.com. Forest Grin Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle And you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote. Get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running to the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
You know, that's some really good stuff from former Razorback Daryl Hawkins, and can't wait to see him back in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Talking all things Cal with us, and Arkansas basketball just put out a video of John Calipari talking about this summer and what you have to do to be a part of Razorback basketball.
We've had a great summer, I'm telling you, because we set the tone of what the culture's going to be. A great summer. You shouldn't be wasting any of this time. You're only going to go through this once, and this team will only go through this once. Please understand, if you're not a grinder, boop, boop, you're never going to max out. You will not. The grinders in this sport make it. So just be that guy.
You guys grinders in sports radio?
Absolutely.
Would y'all characterize yourselves as that?
I've been binge watching this show on Paramount Plus called Billions. And they're into the final seasons of the show. And I'm watching it the other night, and there's Cal. He pops up. He's this show's about a group of really hedge fund managers.
Great.
And so there's Cal speaking.
That's
to
a
him.
great show. Great series.
It was good.
Paul
good.
Giamatti. I don't know the main guy, but he's.
I'm to the 7th season now. I'm right at the end.
Okay.
And
The script goes a little off the rails at the end, but the first 3 or 4 seasons were fabulous for that series.
That happens with a lot of these Netflix shows and Paramount Plus shows. 4 or 5 seasons, solid. Then you get about 6th or the 7th season, and some guy's contract won't be right. He'll leave the show, and they'll bring somebody else in, and it kind of jumps the shark. But
you just described Billions.
This has been a good
And
series.
Yellowstone, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's exactly what's getting ready to happen with Yellowstone.
Mr. Costner not coming back. All right, one more thing here. I mentioned Darius Cuff. He's got his decision tonight, 5 o'clock. He'll be deciding with your Arkansas Razorbacks, the Kansas Jayhawks, Michigan Wolverines. Joe Tipton has been on these airwaves before. He does all the graphics for basketball. He has predicted that Darius Cuff will commit to the Arkansas Razorbacks tonight, so you might get some good news later on. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. As we're live from Hardee's, it's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Like I said, we are live at Hardee's this morning, $1.49 sausage biscuits. And as we get going here on our Fence Man Friday, I would like to start by saying congratulations. You surpassed the 9.5 mark that we had you at fish-wise last week. And you caught, 11?
Yeah.
John, is that what we heard?
Yeah.
So there was some hesitation on y'all's part a little bit that he wouldn't get double-digit fish. I was confident in my man from the jump, and he busted it.
You didn't have to put a size limit on me. So
I was going to say, were these keepers or do the half minnows count?
Some of them probably didn't quite make a pound, but they got really close.
Yeah.
Okay.
When's any crappie or just
all bass?
Well,
all bass. Now I tried to
keep all the crappie.
So, I'm not a very big crappie fisherman, and I think they're super.
I'm not either, but I'm a great eater on crappie. So
they have great flavor.
Yeah. All right, crappie and walleye, bring them all.
let's get into our Fenceman Friday picks.
Fenceman Friday picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
So on the Bet Saracen app right now, there are a ton of betting odds around the Olympics, but not just the Olympics, Arkansans in the Olympics. Right now, there is a 3.5 over-under of medals won by Arkansas. Not just Razorbacks, but Arkansans in the upcoming Olympics, guys. This can be gold, this can be bronze, this can be silver. I would think that...
Thank you for telling me what the medals are.
I would think that 3.5... Yeah, none beyond that.
There's no titanium?
Not to my knowledge, unless they've changed the order of finish. But 4 seems like...
In 7th place with the iron medal, here is Ty
Just to
Richardson.
hit the bet.
Yeah.
Just to hit the bet. 4 seems like pretty conceivable, right? I'm going to take the over.
Going the over, you're going to take
I'm
the
going
over?
the over.
Yeah.
I'm going the over. What are y'all doing?
I'll take the under just to be opposite of you. There's how many kinds of medals? I wanna
3.
let me write this
Gold,
down. Gold,
silver,
bronze.
Now,
Okay,
bronze,
I got it.
Bronze is 3rd place. Silver 2nd place, and gold is 1st place for those that
I'm
need
going to
know.
go with the over, but I'm going to be honest enough to tell you that I can't handicap it and tell you who those Arkansans are going to be. But just my general positive nature, which I know you guys always appreciate, I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to go with the over.
All right, Sean, what do you think, man?
I'm like you. I think we're going to go with the over. I think. Yep.
We got 3 on the over in this situation. Now, gold medals is a little different. It's at 1.5.
For the Arkansans.
For the Arkansans. And again, first place, Tommy. I don't know. All of our audience knows that this morning.
I still need y'all to explain to me how you get a half a medal. I mean, you either get one or you get 2.
It's for the betting line.
Yeah, it's just for the
so you
betting.
can't have a push.
I think it's, I'm going to take the over on this. I'm trusting, like I was trusting Sean last week to catch the fish when he came through for me. I'm going to trust the Arkansans to get at least 2 gold medals in these upcoming events.
Do we know what sports are Arkansans?
You've got track and field. You've got golf. And there's 1 or 2 others that I was reading. I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's 25 Arkansans, I believe.
I'll go with the over.
Yeah.
Ty's just playing the board. He's just playing the board.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, you said track and field, and if they've got some folks from the Razorback track and field team, you know those guys are always exceptional.
Always all over the place. And
hard to win a gold medal. I'm going to go with the under.
Last thing here in the Olympics side, then we'll get to some baseball. Here's an interesting one. An Arkansan to break an Olympic record, plus 100. I'm going to say no on this. I'm going to go with the gold medals. I'm going to go with the overall medals. But I'm going to say no Arkansan breaks a world record in the Summer Olympics in Paris. It's plus 100, so you got a chance to win a little money here, boys.
Somebody's got a shot, or it would be like plus 1,000. Someone's got a shot.
Yes. Yeah, Chuck's spot on here. And watching the NCAA track meet this year, and particularly the women's side, I think one of the ladies will break a world record. So I'll go with a yes on that.
You go with a yes.
I'm going world record, by God.
There it is.
I
There's
am
the
too.
confidence.
Okay.
There's the confidence on that. All right, last 2 themes here on our Fenceman Friday picks. You've got a choice, guys. You've got a chance for Heston Kjerstad to hit a home run against the San Diego Padres, or Andrew Benintendi against the Seattle Mariners. Heston is plus 525. Andrew Benintendi is plus 750.
Sean
Which one are
gets
you
the
taking?
first shot here. Sean gets
Do you
the
want
first
Andrew
shot.
for plus 750 or Heston Kjerstad for plus 525? Odds to hit a home run tonight.
Well, the
Do you have to
525
take one
odds are
of them?
better, right?
Got to
So,
take.
yeah.
Well, you can take one, the other 0, but it's going to be minus whatever, minus 1,000 something if you do that.
I'm
Minus
going to
1,200.
take the better odds.
Okay.
I think that's what's
You're going to take
Yep,
Heston
yep,
to hit a home run
yep,
for
yep.
plus
Yep.
525.
Heston.
Heston. Chuck.
I'm going to go with Heston.
Heston. I'm going to go Benintendi, man. The White Sox are going to lose because they suck, and even Frank Thomas just ripped them to shreds the other night at how bad they're like 50 games under 500.
I was
They're
wondering what
putrid.
Frank Thomas thought about that.
Yeah.
do they ever run odds like it doesn't quite make it over the wall, but hits the wall?
Hits the wall, and you
Yeah.
almost win. And you almost win your money.
Almost home run.
Well,
That's the half you were asking.
Warning track outs. That's what we need. It's an over-under on warning track outs.
or the outfielder get knocked out trying to catch it, you know.
So I'm the only one on Benny Baseball, and we got the other 3 on Heston Kjerstad as we close out our Fenceman Friday picks.
All right, we do them every Friday. I was noticing as we were sitting here talking, some cloud covers moved in and blocked the sun this morning, which is great for our sight line at this moment. But I'm telling you, it's great for your crews as y'all are out and busy right now.
Man, my crews have been knocking it out this week. We were catching up on the schedule really fast. I'm so proud of them. Yes, this weather's been gratefully just wonderful for us this week. Now, next week it breaks the hundreds again, so we're going to be in big trouble. But, everybody hydrate, get out there and still get it done. But very proud of my crews.
If your wife finds something on Instagram or somewhere, some picture of a fence, you guys love custom projects. You love the challenge.
Man, we really do because, everybody, gets a standard backyard, but you get that custom one-off fence, man. Our teams really step up to the plate on that one. They like to, as they say, hit the home run and get it done, knocked out. So give us a chance on some crazy custom stuff. We'd like to give it a shot.
782-3936. Sean will be on his way to give you a great quote and get you started, get you on the list. 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Good to see you, man.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, the Oklahoma State game is sold out. We'll talk about it next with Mark Rogers of the Sports
selection
Animal.
of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals. At WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weichert Realtors, we guide you home. To get started, call your local Weichert agent and look for our bright yellow signs all over town. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
Calling all biscuit lovers. Hardee's limited edition blueberry biscuits are the stuff of biscuit dreams. Our famous buttermilk biscuits with summer's favorite berries baked in, served warm, and drizzled with icing. Don't miss your chance to try this special summertime treat while blueberry biscuits are still in season and ripe for the picking. Only at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bushfield. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bushfield. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Light.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with the exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
It's summer clearance sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Ariat, Rig, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Partly sunny sky, a very slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm across the north, much better chance further south. High temperatures today will be in the low to mid 80s. Chance of scattered rain and thunderstorms tonight, and overnight low will drop down mid to upper 60s. And an occasional rain and thunder on Saturday are high into the low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 34 days.
I want to hear how you're going to tie this back to Texas, Brian. How are you going to tie all this back to Texas being the greatest thing since sliced bread?
Well, obviously I was misinformed because I just got off, but I mean, I was going to tie it back to Texas because I can guarantee you there's not a school in the state of Texas, high school, junior high, college, that preaches we want to compete and not get beat. You know, it's more along
That's
the line.
not what we were saying.
Financials, Brian.
That's not what we were
Right.
saying. I mean,
Okay, I get that now. Like I said, I was misinformed.
That's okay.
Only got
That's all right.
That happens.
It's not the
I only
first
got
time you've
part
been
of that
misinformed,
conversation.
Brian, and it won't be the last.
So,
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
All right, it's hour number 3 of the Morning Rush Football Friday live at Hardee's. $1.49 sausage biscuits the next hour at all Fort Smith and Sallisaw Hardee's locations. We're going to chat with Mark Rogers coming up. He co-hosts Middays on the Sports Animal from 11 to 2. The middle of the day show, get his thoughts on the recent announcement in Oklahoma State, some Oklahoma and Arkansas stuff, and more. Guys, I do have an important announcement as we get going. I don't know if you guys have seen the news.
Tell me.
Southwest changing their seat policies.
Really?
You and Dwayne were talking about Southwest.
No more cattle call?
Guys, they're going to assign seats. Now that is, you said, the official airline of the SEC now.
Well, I didn't say it. Greg Sankey said it.
So they're changing it, guys. I know I occasionally fly Southwest. It's not my necessarily flight. I don't even like it.
It's my go-to.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, they're changing it on you, Tommy. Do you like it or not like it? The idea of an assigned seat.
Probably like it. I imagine if you want to sit closer to the front, it's going to cost you a little more, which might be worth it. So, I don't know. I've never liked the cattle call. And there's always that one old lady, I've got B21 and you're B22. You need to be behind me. That's really worried about.
You tried to cut an old lady?
Listen, I'm just standing there where it says 21 through 24. So I've
you
seen
argue
many.
with her? Did you argue with her?
No, because it doesn't matter if I'm one in front of or behind on getting on a plane with 150 people.
I just wondered if you argued with her.
I tell you what, I know it's not What's Your Beef Wednesday, but these people that come onto the plane.
Here we go.
And then put their overhead baggage in one of the bins up front and go sit in the back. And then when you get, and there's only seats, middle seats. The worst thing is when you're ready to deplane and your bag is in the back in the overhead because that's the only place that was left, but your seat's 20 rows in front, you're hosed.
I can't wait to ask Mark about his least favorite airline. He's set to join us in just
anyway. I like Southwest. We use Southwest a lot, but it's assigned seats.
It sounds like
I'll
you're
withhold
a happy
judgment.
customer. It sounds like you're as happy.
This
and satisfied.
This might make me happier now that someone can mess you up. Hey Ty, you're almost 30. I want to talk to all the guys that are over 30. You ever feel tired?
Yes.
You've been gaining any weight?
Going the opposite, luckily.
Are you not quite yourself? Could that be the problem?
That could be true, yeah.
It might be low testosterone. And MD Hair Labs and Vitality is here to help with that specialized testosterone replacement therapy. They provide 3 convenient treatments to fit your lifestyle. Weekly in-clinic injections, at-home prescriptions, or their brand-new TRT pellet program, which only requires you to stop by once every 4 to 6 months. They're in Rogers near Topgolf. MD Hair Labs and Vitality makes it easy for you to get the treatment that you need. And here's the best part. MD Hair Labs and Vitality currently offering a free consultation, same-day testosterone test, and it's only $49. That's right, just $49. So it's a great opportunity to find out your test levels. They'll do that in about 20 minutes. And if TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, can benefit you, MD Hair Labs can help you. MD Hair Labs and Vitality. Go to mdhairlabs.com to schedule your free consultation today. That's mdhairlabs.com and reclaim your energy and health with MD Hair and Vitality.
All right, Mark Rogers joins us now middays on the Sports Animal in Oklahoma City, the middle of the day show. Mark, appreciate you joining us this morning. We're having an airline conversation there. What is your least favorite airline that maybe has caused you some discomfort over your years of traveling to different games?
The good thing about Southwest now is I don't know how you hover over the check-in time and you still get a late B boarding pass. So, I mean, Southwest has had some logistical issues that they've needed to work on. So it is kind of I do fly Southwest a lot, so this is going to be a lot different.
Mark, the good thing is Arkansas fans don't have to fly Southwest to Stillwater, Oklahoma. It's an easy drive, man. 2.5, 3 hours, depending on where you are in the state. Saw the Cowboys yesterday, announced that game is sold out. You're in Oklahoma. You talk to Cowboys fans on a regular basis. What is their excitement level welcoming in the Razorbacks for a pivotal Week 2 game for both squads?
Well, I think it should be high. They haven't played since 1980. It's only the third game in Stillwater since 1951 in a series that was, kind of dominated by Arkansas and that last run there in the 70s. And so it does make so much sense. They're really close. I think it's a good game, and it'll certainly be a good game for Oklahoma State to return. I think that this is the first of 4 in the series coming up. So Oklahoma State's got high expectations, and that season opener that they have against South Dakota State is one that could be problematic. They lost last year at home in the non-conference schedule to South Alabama, and I think Oklahoma State fans haven't really forgotten that. But they're expecting a good year. I mean, they got a ton of returning starters. They got a bunch of good guys on defense. They figured out what they wanted to do on offense. It took them some while last year to get that done. But I think that Oklahoma State feels like this could be one of their better seasons, really, in the history of the program.
Do Oklahoma State fans or anyone around that program feel kind of left behind by Oklahoma, and playing an SEC program maybe provides a little more? Is that not even really part of the conversation? Is Oak State stays behind in the Big 12 while Big Brother moved on to the SEC?
there is some of that out there. Doug Gottlieb was a partner of mine for a long time. He really has that attitude of, well, why play them going forward? And yeah, that was really a sin against, the state of Oklahoma for OU to do that. But has really had a lot of success against Oklahoma State throughout the years. It's a game in which it's kind of hard for OSU to have a really, really good season if they've lost to Oklahoma. And Mike Gundy hasn't really done that well against OU. The college football playoff, you can have a top 4 seed by winning the Big 12. I mean, I think it's one of the greatest things that could ever happen to them. I've alluded them. They had a chance to play for the national championship in 2011 and missed a field goal with Iowa State. But, man, this is, I think, a huge opportunity for them to compete. It's going to be tough in that league. Utah has got a good program. I think there's going to be some others that are up and down at times, and there's a lot of parity in the league. But they don't have to worry about OU anymore. Who cares?
Yeah, and if you want to be in that 12-team playoff and certainly, have one of those top 4 spots, beating Arkansas, if you don't win the conference title, I think beating Arkansas is almost a requirement, for Oklahoma State at that point to have the resume to get there.
I think so. Definitely to get there, and then as far as getting into the playoff at large. And I don't know in the Big 12 if that can happen this year, but, man, the OSU schedule, we'll know everything about this team by the end of September. They have the Arkansas game. They've got Utah at home the following week. They go to Kansas State the last week of September. They'll have West Virginia coming in, which is one of the tougher games that they would have left the rest of the way. So if they're 5-0 or 4-1 at that point, then they are looking pretty good going into October.
Mark Rogers is our guest, the sports animal middays in Oklahoma City, really across the state of Oklahoma. Mark, you were in Dallas this past week. Were you as sick as I was with the red carpet that the SEC rolled out for Texas? I mean, they just could not give them enough credit.
Yeah, well, it was in Dallas, and OU likes to claim Dallas a little bit as their territory. And so I get welcoming them to the league, and they come in a pretty good time after making the college football playoff. But if you look back at what Texas has done in the last 5, the last 10, the last 15, there's a lot of evidence that this one-year success might not be able to be sustained. So I'm curious this year as to people are just giving them the win at Michigan to a degree. They're favored in that game. And their schedule, I think, when you say Ty rolled out the red carpet, that's what the league did for them with their schedule. I mean, they've got Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. They've got a lot of games which you think that they can win. And then Oklahoma, who has the exact opposite schedule of Texas the first year in the SEC, has games against all these teams that are rated in the top 15 or ahead of them in the preseason. So let's see if Texas can manage that schedule. They got depth at quarterback. They've done a really good job recruiting offensive linemen. Sark's got a great coaching staff. I think that's one of the big things why Texas could potentially be kind of back for a while and being in the top 10.
You mentioned Oklahoma's schedule this year. I know some Arkansas fans, including myself, were disappointed to not find Norman or that game being played in Fayetteville. They're going to play Texas this year, next year, and then hopefully the Sooners after that. You talk with a lot of Oklahoma fans as well. What is the appetite for playing Arkansas again, which is a game, I guess, that hasn't happened since that 2000s Cotton Bowl?
It's huge. But the problem is that Arkansas has got so many rivals. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, you got a rivalry with LSU. You've got the rivalry with Texas, which I think that the SEC was eager to restore that because that has a lot of Southwest Conference history. The A&M game has been big. That's been played at a neutral site. Ole Miss has been a longtime rival for Arkansas, and so I think OU would love that. It's a great trip. I've enjoyed coming to Arkansas for games. I think the basketball series has kind of stoked the flames a little bit with Musk getting thrown out to the last 3 years. And so it makes sense. It really does. I mean, I think if they do go to a pod system, which I think I like, or designating certain rivals, you would hope Oklahoma and Arkansas have a chance to do that. But, again, I didn't even mention Missouri in there. So, you got all these schools that Arkansas has natural ties with.
You mentioned basketball there. Stepping outside of college for a sec with Jalen and Isaiah playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We had a chance to catch up with Isaiah on these airwaves a couple weeks ago. Just got a contract extension from Sam Presti and the Thunder. How vital have they been to that organization and really just rebuilding from the ground up with the young movement?
Well, both guys are fan favorites. And to find Isaiah Joe the way that they did, and him to provide outside shooting, which is something that the franchise really has needed at times in the past that they haven't had. And, Jay Will is basically kind of the emotional heart and soul of the team. I think that you watch a lot of those interviews at the end of games, he's a guy that's kind of the ringleader behind everybody having a good time and smiling and enjoying themselves. And he's been asked to play kind of a role that he's not well suited for, play against bigger guys. And I think that by signing Isaiah Hartenstein, he's going to get to play a more natural role. I don't know what that's going to do to his minutes. I think they would probably be about the same, but I think he's going to have more of a chance to succeed. So those guys are both massive home runs for Oklahoma City and a big part of their success.
Mark, before we let you go again, Mark Rogers has been our guest, middle of the day show across the Sports Animal. I know a lot of Arkansas softball fans are excited for the Sooners Interleague. 4 straight national championships, the premier program in all of softball. Whenever they come to Bogle Park, it's going to be an event. You've got the Oklahoma City, of course, the championship center around that. What can you tell us about what Oklahoma is bringing from a softball program, and what should Arkansas fans expect from not just a rivalry standpoint in football, but also potentially in softball as well?
Well, I think the Oklahoma softball fans are similar to the Arkansas baseball fans, is that they're going to show up and they travel with the team, and they're used to a lot of success. It's a rebuilding year for them. They're going to have to replace quite a few people off of the roster and a lot of seniors that have been there for a while. But Patty's done a great job in recruiting. They need to find a pitcher, I think, or develop one on the current roster, and that's going to be a fun series. I think both fans would travel well. I think baseball would be the same way. OU's kind of got a little bit of boost in baseball with Skip Johnson. Had a good year last year, and he's done a nice job recruiting. And I know they just got a $10 million gift, which is about a third of the way for them to get to where they want to be with their stadium. So hopefully Oklahoma can bring its baseball facilities up to par with what they're going to experience in the SEC, because I think that Oklahoma is a great baseball state, and fans will show up and support that team if they can get some new facilities and kind of bring it into the new era.
Mark, we'll leave it there, man. We appreciate you joining us this morning, and you mentioned you enjoyed coming to Northwest Arkansas. Hopefully you'll make the trek for the upcoming basketball, and they play in baseball this year as well.
Anytime, guys. I enjoy talking with y'all.
All right. Mark Rogers again with the Sports Animal in Oklahoma City.
Live at Hardee's, $1.49 sausage biscuits till 9 o'clock this morning. Come by and say hello. We're at the Phoenix Avenue location. That's also available in Rogers in Fort Smith and in Salisaw. Chuck, I think the announcement of that game being sold out at Oklahoma State, I know a lot of people that are going to make that track over, but I think that makes that 11 a.m. game just even more intense, more exciting, and I think we already knew the importance of this game on the schedule for both Oklahoma State and Arkansas.
I like games like this where you're not in the same conference, but you're close by. And, I can tell you, and you guys know this, in Northwest Arkansas, and I know it's this way all the way down through Fort Smith. I mean, I know lots of people whose kids have gone to school in Stillwater. And so there's a little back and forth there, and I'm old enough to remember when they played Oklahoma State a lot in football. So I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, you're right about the alumni. I've got some really close friends that are sending their second daughter over to begin school this fall. Our friends, and the folks at Bell Point, Matt Holland, and a lot of the family there around the McMahon family have been over there, and I know they've. That's just a few that I know in our close circle. So no, you're absolutely right about the alumni connections there. So I think it's going to be a fun scene. But I just think about the importance of the game. We were just talking with Mark there. If Oklahoma State wants to have any shot as an at-large, if they've got to beat Arkansas to have any shot as maybe a one-loss team that's not a Big 12 champion.
I got to be honest, I had not realized Mark really detailed out the schedule following. I had not looked to see what was for the Cowboys directly following Arkansas, but that Utah game 2 weeks after, they do have the benefit of playing Tulsa, which is nice the next week. But yeah, it heats up for them in September. That's a tough September to start for the Cowboys.
Here's the thing about these September ball games. It gives us a lot to talk about in the summer, but that calendar is going to flip to October, and what happens in September is going to be a distant memory. If you win that ball game, hey, it could be a springboard. There's no doubt about it. But if you lose that ball game, you're still 0-0 in the SEC. So it's a fun game. I'm not going to say it's a one-off game because it's not. I mean, the way it falls and the way both teams find themselves heading into the season, it's a really big game, and I'm not going to try to minimize it. But these September games, sometimes they give you an idea about how it's going to go. Sometimes they don't. Oak State lost to South Alabama 33-7 early in the season and still managed to put together a really fine year. So, but I am looking forward to that game, kind of like everybody else. Hey, if you're buying or selling a home, Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company is the name you need to remember. You know, one of the things that I like about them is these are community people. These are people that care about their community. You've heard us talk in good times and bad about the way they've been involved in their communities. These are people that you see at the ballpark, at your school events, at church, and they really do value the communities they serve, and they really do serve these communities. If you've bought or sold a home, if you've been a Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company customer before, you know what I'm talking about. Partner is really the better word because they meet you where you are, whether you're a buyer or a seller. They're going to understand the market in a way others don't. And ultimately, they're going to get you from contract to close. And when you get right down to it, that's the key in any real estate transaction. Now, they're all over the place. They're in northwest Arkansas, Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. They've got a wide selection of homes, and you can check it out at WeicherGriffin.com.
I closed about 3 weeks ago, and I still have text Jeff every once in a while. He still gives me a piece of advice on a housing question I might still have all these weeks later, which is nice. And trust me, I still have questions. There's plenty of them to go around. I thought what was interesting, Mark brought up something that I thought was interesting. Arkansas, he didn't say they have too many rivals, but he mentioned Ole Miss, he mentioned LSU, mentioned Missouri. We all know that Texas is number one. Is there a point like you get that you have too many rivals? You don't just – I know Texas is the main one we think of, but I hadn't thought about that perspective before when I kind of mentioned the Oklahoma game potentially coming one.
We've searched so hard for a rival since the breakup back in the early 90s when Arkansas went to the SEC. We've searched so hard for a rival. Alabama's everybody's rival. They're the standard. Texas was the standard in the Southwest Conference, but you know, for a lot of years we were right there with them. And so, you know, we were kind of, you know, we went together, I guess would be the way to put it. It was a big rivalry game. Texas will become the biggest rival again, and it won't take very long. But, as I've said before, both sides have to win for it to matter. Otherwise, your rival just represents a bar you've not been able to reach yet. That's not what you want. That's not a rival. Rivals beat one another, and they rub the other side's nose in it for 12 months. And but you got to win the game before you can do that.
I think about Michigan, who failed to have any success against Ohio State the previous 10, 15 years, and Michigan's kicked their tail 3 straight times. And that's the only game. I mean, Ohio State might fire Ryan Day because of one football.
Well, the greatest example is Tuberville. We've cited it before. He beats Alabama 6 straight years, and they hire Saban, and it's like it never happened.
Yeah, and they've got to be games of consequence as well.
Absolutely.
Hey, let me tell you about Wheels RV real quick before we step aside. They are the place when you're looking for your next travel trailer and RV and really want to do it in style because they got Grand Design, Forest River, and Brinkley. Brinkley's the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And if you want the best, they've got it. And they can help you with your brand new purchase. And every new purchase comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. Chris and Lee J and their team are excellent. That's why they're award-winning at Wheels RV. 5 miles west of Exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
All right, we got Alyssa Orange coming up in just a bit as we react to what's going on in the Olympics.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weichert Realtors, we guide you home. To get started, call your local Weichert agent and look for our bright yellow signs all over town. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown! Get up to $6,000 off on the 2024 GMC Sierras, or $4,000 off and as low as 1.9% financing for 36 months with approved credit at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2024 GMC Sierra has a 5.3-liter V8 engine, so you can conquer the road with confidence. Up to $6,000 off, or $4,000 in discounts and as low as 1.9% financing. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacale, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
This video is powered.
Round. But when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
I think that's one of the difficult things for us as fans to adjust to as we watch recruiting unfold. Everybody around the country grew accustomed to the in-state kids going to the in-state school, because they loved them as much as we did. You know, they grew up there. But it is a bidding war sometimes. And the first question oftentimes is, tell me about your NIL program. And it's unfortunate, and sometimes it disqualifies a kid. I think as fans, we've got to adjust some of our thinking.
We've got our SEC update coming up in just a bit. We're also, in that SEC update, we're going to talk to our friend Alyssa Orange, who is live in Paris this morning at All Place. We're live at Hardee's. Come by, get you a $1.49 sausage biscuit at all Fort Smith and Sallisaw locations. Not a bad morning to start, Chuck.
That would be quite an experience. She's drawn a great assignment.
She has. She's gone corporate on us, getting to go there with Nexstar. So I'm happy for her. She's awesome, and I know she's going to be excited to chat with us. As is our friend David Rath with Ratz Mitsubishi, who joins us now. David, you've been traveling a little bit, man. I've seen your bike and stuff. What's the coolest landmark that you've seen in the natural state on your travels?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a hard one.
I know, there's no much in there.
Talking about where we can get on bike, we pedal a little ways, and then we gotta pull over and take a minute.
It's
I don't know. I tell you where I've really had the most fun probably, and it's a little bit of a ways from my house, so I gotta kind of make a point of going. But I really like the Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve over there in Bentonville. And I guess they had to kind of shut all that stuff down because of all the the tornado and everything that came through there that took a pretty good hit. But I think they've started getting all that stuff pretty cleared up.
Well, I know you like to travel a little bit. The next place I'm rolling to is Charleston, South Carolina in a couple weeks, and I know that, again, not just on your bike but across the way. If you want to travel, you need a good vehicle to do so, and you've got plenty of them at Mitsubishi, man.
Yeah, we do. Particularly if you're thinking about something you can haul the family with or something with good gas mileage. That tire, if you're looking at the new cars, the whole Mitsubishi lineup is really geared for that. They're all good gas mileage vehicles. They're all, got a lot of safety equipment, room for the family, all that good stuff. And then, of course, on our Road Ready certified side, all those cars have been gone through. They check them out. They make sure they're sitting right for you so you can hit the road, not really have to worry about, oh, man, I just bought this other dude's problem, and I'm going to end up stranded on the side of the road or whatever. Good vehicles, whether it's just you commuting, like I had to drive down to Fort Smith to the Fort Smith store yesterday and took one of the cars off the lot, to kind of save miles on my own. And, anything you need to do, whether it's just, your daily commute and you need to travel a little bit, or if you're kind of planning, I guess we're almost to the end of summer break, aren't we? Trying to get to the last little bit of vacation time. We get you set up. And then we've got, still doing state sales tax paid with trade-in. We've got that going on through the end of the month. So, it's kind of an expensive promotion. Can't do it all the time. So it's a really good time to get out and take advantage of that too.
Only 6 days left of it. David, again, we appreciate you jumping on with us this morning. David's at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. His father, Larry's at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, and you can check out both their locations online. David, we appreciate you joining us, and make sure when you see David at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, you tell him where you're rolling to next, and ask him a pop culture question. I guarantee you know it. All right, brother. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate you, man.
That's, again, David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi. Tommy, we were talking, I know you were eating some breakfast earlier. We were talking about the Olympics and how Alyssa drew that assignment, which is pretty great. We're going to talk with her live in Paris coming up. There are, guys, some fun events outside the traditional ones that we think of. I've jotted a few of them down. I love watching table tennis. Love watching the badminton.
Ping pong.
Ping pong. Handball. I mean, we all played handball when we were growing up, but the fact that this is an Olympic sport or stickball of some sort, I've got a chance to play water polo. We did that on vacation one time, and you talk about a sport that leaves you physically and emotionally exhausted. Water polo is at the top of my list because you're doing something all the time.
I want to see wiffle ball. Is wiffle ball an Olympic sport?
I don't know if it's on the list. I didn't.
That would give middle-aged fat guys hope. See, see Johnny Lunchbucket out there playing a little wiffle ball. I'd watch that.
Now, do you play wiffle ball with the traditional thin yellow bat, or do you use the big bopper, that big red one that
traditional thin?
Okay.
Traditional
thin.
Okay.
Duct tape. You gotta have duct tape. You gotta have all kinds of stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Flag football is a sport, apparently. Which
is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Men
BMX
and women. Men and women, or
don't
just,
know about women. I just saw it was a sport of flag football. BMX racing, something I used to do as a kid. Love that.
That's exciting.
Growing up, beach volleyball for obvious reasons, depending on who's playing that day, and then surfing is also an event. I don't know where they're going to surf outside of Paris. I don't know what they're going to do on that, but these are or if they have like one of those setups that you have in like Oklahoma City or like the windsurfer type of thing.
They'll have some kind of setup, I'm sure.
Doohickey or whatever, but there's always like,
they'll have a doohickey.
That's probably what they'll call it.
The doohickey, the surfing doohickey.
And if you weren't with us earlier, and Chuck, in case you weren't paying attention, they have gold, silver, and bronze medals.
In that order, too.
Yeah.
In that order.
And gold is number 1.
Gold's number 1.
Silver's 2, and bronze is 3, in case you didn't hear Ty explain that
assume
earlier.
if you win the gold when you stand on the podium, that's the highest podium.
I'm going to Ty, have you researched that?
You're the alpha in that situation.
Yeah.
Yes, you do set the.
All right.
You set the
I'm glad you walked us through that earlier because Chuck and I have been confused this weekend when we were watching.
Well,
we wouldn't have known
when I wanna,
what is going on.
We'd had to text you. What's going on up there?
Well, just think about it this way. I won a gold medal back at John Pelfrey's basketball camp back in the day in this 3-on-3 competition. So we did stand at the top of the podium as a team.
That's how bragging or hanging on to that memory. What were you,
I still
8?
I still have that medal. I hit the game winner in my brother's face to take home the gold medal. So
no, really. How old were you? 8?
8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah. All right, 8 or 9.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Glory days, no question. It's gone downhill ever since. All right, we got one more segment coming up. We're live at Hardee's. It's a Football Friday. We'll chat with Alyssa Orange, who's live in Paris at the Olympics. Coming up next on the Morning Rush.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weichert Realtors, we guide you home. To get started, call your local Weichert agent and look for our bright yellow signs all over town. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Razorback! Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote. Get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC finals. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC has got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Fort Smith, Springdale, and always online at burtonpools.com.
Y'all, there are 317 athletes competing from the SEC in the upcoming Olympics.
Wow.
317. And several of those of Arkansas Razorbacks. We're going to chat with Alyssa Orange coming up in just 1 sec as Christian is evident her who's in Paris this morning as she's directly.
It just takes longer for the call to get halfway around the world, you know.
She is directly.
We got to put more quarters in the phone.
She's directly across from the Eiffel Tower this morning. Couple SEC things to get to before we chat with Alyssa. it's a point of contention right now in the state of Alabama on how Nick Saban should be honored in association with their football field. Is it going to be Nick Saban Field? Is it going to be Bryant Saban Stadium? Is it going to be Saban Bryant Stadium? But that is the.
I heard they were just going to change it from the Southeastern Conference to the Saban Eastern Conference. Is that not right? We were just going to change the S and SEC to Saban.
They're trying to. If there's any institution that would try to get that done.
What do you do to honor him? I know you can't have Bryant-Denny Saban Stadium. That's.
I think they're going to take out Denny. I think that was a lot of. I was listening to some radio topic about this yesterday, and I think this was. I think that they're
So is
going
it
to
Saban Bryant or Bryant Saban?
What sounds better? Bryant Saban Stadium. That sounds better than Saban Bryant Stadium. What do you think?
I think it's Nick Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
See, the field, they're saying that's not a big enough honor, is what they said. I kind of like you.
You know what? I don't think Nick Saban probably cares.
I don't think so either. So, but that's what that's what's going on in Alabama right now. As far as what's going on to new SEC member Texas, they spent over $2.3 million on their SEC welcoming party, including pit bull, $35,000 for security, and over $300,000 for marketing for a welcoming party for the state of Texas.
Well, that's what you do. I mean, you want to go in and make a splash, and that's exactly you can afford to do that now that you're in the SEC.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned the 317 athletes that are competing in the Olympics. We do have the special treat to chat with the Alyssa Orange of the Pig Trail Nation now, who's live, who's no joke, directly across from the Eiffel Tower. Alyssa, what is that view like right now?
Man, I tell you what, it is absolutely gorgeous. I wish that you guys could see. I sent Ty a photo. I don't know how much you can share that, but right now I am sitting directly across from the Eiffel Tower with the rings in front of me, the Trocadero below me, and we are getting ready for the opening ceremony. It's pretty great. We were out here last night, and every hour on the hour after 10 o'clock, it sparkles. It's all lit up. They were doing some rehearsals yesterday for the light show this evening. It was a lot of fun.
So it's 8:43, 8:44 now in Arkansas. What time is it there?
Yeah, it's 3:43.
3:40.
PM.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the
I've been
opening.
up here.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
I was going to say I've been up here. We got here at 10 a.m. this morning, did some hits, and then because it's opening ceremonies, this TV tower of ours that we're on, that we're doing all our hits from, is locked down after right now. So it's 3:30. So it's been locked down. We cannot leave this spot until 2 a.m. So luckily, I have a very good view of the opening ceremonies and how things are going to unfold, because I can't go anywhere.
Do you have a very good bathroom? Do you have very good food and drink?
Sure.
What?
Well, it's well, we kind of had to bring our own food today because the museum that's got the food that we usually can eat in is on lockdown also for all of the dignitaries and the high-profile people. I ran over there to get a Coke a few minutes ago and almost ran into Kelly Clarkson. So everybody's over there, and now they're locking us out of that. So I'm over here now, but they gave us bathrooms. So we got that going for us.
Well.
So, Alyssa, you mentioned kind of some of the stuff that you've done thus far. What is still on the itinerary? Have you been to the Louvre yet? I heard you're quite a culture person.
I am, yes. No, have not been to the Louvre, have not been to Notre Dame. I would love to go to those places. I also, just because, I love iconic things, and Moulin Rouge is one of my favorite movies. I want to go just see the Moulin Rouge somewhere at some point in time here. And then obviously the games kick off, and so we've got an opportunity, depending on what we're doing each day, to go and watch or go to the mixed zones for interviews, for events. And so that'll start tomorrow, and making a list of kind of what I want to do, what I want to see, and where I need to be to accomplish what we're here for. But that's on my list so far. If I don't get to those sightseeing things before the games are over, I've got a day in Paris to do some sightseeing before I come back.
So what is at the top of that list for all the games? There are so many obscure ones. There's the track and field and the swimming and the gymnastics. Sure. We all, are kind of more mainstream. What would be obscure that's near the top of your list?
Sure. Well, breakdancing is a new sport this year. And I have got to find, I've got to find breakdancing somewhere, because the biggest thing about these games, like with the volleyball being at the base of the Eiffel Tower, is they're just open events. And so I think breakdancing is going to be on the street somewhere, and so I'm going to go find that. And then also I did a story on U.S. Representative for Taekwondo, C.J. Nicholas, who is awesome. And so if I can get down to a Taekwondo meet, and that would be really fun.
We're talking again, Alyssa Orange, Big Trail Nation. She is live in Paris this morning. So you've got a lot of stuff. Are you going to get any work done?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you got less.
All I do is, that is work.
You're not just here. She's locked down till 2 in the morning on a stand.
That view.
I also don't have days off.
Yeah. I'm just jealous of that view alone. And, I mean, you think of all the Razorbacks participated and everything. Alyssa, it's hard to keep track of all the sports and event. You mentioned breakdancing. I didn't know that was a thing. It's hard to keep track of every event going on.
Yeah, no, it is. But we've got a lot going on. And luckily there are calendars and people who keep us organized around here. But you mentioned all the Razorbacks. You know, Sean Price, who is the SID for track and field at Arkansas, is here. I talked to him earlier today, and he's got his spot down on the Sin River for the ceremonies, and I asked him how many Arkansas Razorbacks or former Razorbacks are going to be a part of the opening ceremonies, and he said he wasn't quite sure, but I know that Talia Brooks is here already. I know that Kaylin Brown is already here because she had to do the relay camp. Rachel Glenn is here. You also have Jaden Hibbert, who is already here. Jocelyn Robertson, who will be a part of the gymnastics team, is already here, and I guarantee you she'll probably be on the boat. But I know that there's going to be a lot of Arkansas Razorbacks represented, and I got a little Arkansas piece of, it's like a ball with the Razorback logo. So I'm going to see how many people I can get to take pictures with me with it while I'm here. And I've already run into Arkansas fans because, of course, I did in Paris.
Yeah,
that's classic.
So really the Olympics begin. I know there's been a few events already, but it begins with the opening ceremonies for most. And for those that will be watching around our state tonight, what should we expect in these opening ceremonies? And one of the biggest traditions in the Olympics is the lighting of the torch. Any hints on how that's going to go?
Yeah, the one thing they've done, because this is so unprecedented of an opening ceremonies, is not a lot of people actually know what's going to happen. Even Coco Gauff, when we talked to her in her press conference yesterday, she was asked, what do you expect? And she goes, I actually don't know. I'm just going to wear a white polo instead of a navy polo and stand beside LeBron James. I don't really exactly know. No one's told us anything yet. So they're kind of keeping it close to the vest there. But it's going to be really cool, them floating down the Sin River for 4 miles, 90 boats. By the way, the United States is going to be last because L.A. will host the 2028 Summer Games. And so the next host always completes the long line of countries who are floating and entering into the opening ceremonies. Celine Dion is probably going to perform. I know Gaga's here somewhere, but I don't know if she's going to be a part of this. And I do know that Snoop Dogg is going to hold the torch at some point, but I guarantee you he's not going to be like the torch lighter.
I mean, it wouldn't be the Olympics without Snoop Dogg. And if anyone knows anything about lighting up, it's Snoop Dogg's your man.
Right, right. Yeah, between him and Flavor Flav, who's around here hanging out with the women's water polo team.
Alyssa, I got one more for you. So we're at an establishment at Hardee's that has good food. Is food over there suck or is it actually good?
It's French.
That doesn't tell me anything. Is it good?
It is excellent. I have not had a bad meal yet, and I tell you, when you just walk around the city of Paris, there's cafes everywhere that you just sit and eat at. You could probably live here and not eat at the same place twice. It's incredible. But I'm a big bread pudding fan, like huge bread pudding, and I make it a mission to find the best bread pudding. I got to tell you, one of my favorites at the top of the list is a brewery in Omaha that I've gone to when we go to the College World Series. I went to a place here that had the best bread pudding I've ever had in my life. Ever.
Paris, France.
So good.
Home of the best bread pudding. Tommy, it sounds like.
Better than New Orleans? Better than New Orleans, Alyssa.
As of right now, it's at the top of the list, yes.
All right.
And I've had bread pudding in New
statement.
Orleans.
And it's pretty good down there.
I think it's the bread. The brioche bread that they made it with was incredible.
All right.
Well,
have some French wine, have a great meal, and let's talk again before all this is over.
Would love to, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's an awesome assignment to get to go to Paris, cover the Olympics, and happy for her. That's a big deal. That's our SEC update. It's brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. High quality above ground pools, Ty, you can get one of these in your new backyard. Just $57 a month. Have your own pool in your own backyard now. Up to $1,000, $57 a month, man. $1,000 off on in-stock Doughboy above-ground pools. And if you're considering a fiberglass or an in-ground pool, fiberglass models start at under $48,000 right now. Hot tubs on sale up to $7,300 off as well. Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. They've been doing it for more than 46 years. Find them online at burtonpools.com.
Speaking of assignments, obviously Alyssa is on one right now. They announced the golf schedule for women's golf, Tommy. They are playing at Pebble Beach the first weekend of Arkansas football. So we could do the pre- and post-game show for Arkansas football on Thursday, and then you could fly out to Pebble Beach on Friday through Sunday and cover the women's golf team at the Carmel Cup. If you wanted to do that.
The schedule for college golf doesn't stink. I'll tell you that.
No. They're playing in like Hilton Head, Pebble Beach, some premier venues across the country. And, no, it does not stink. There's no question about it. All right, again, we're
Cabo. The word Cabo usually comes up in their schedule. So.
We are live at Hardee's this morning. I really appreciate Dwayne and their team having us out here. We're at the Phoenix location. You got the Fort Smith and the Phoenix location, the Roberts location, and the Sallisaw location as well. $1.49 sausage biscuits. We've had a lot of people already stop in inside and in the drive-thru as well, so make sure you take advantage of that through this morning here on a Football Friday.
Yep, and be with us next week. We got a lot more to come. I'm looking forward to just talking some Olympics once this weekend is up. So
we
should be fun.
Fall camp beginning next Friday. We'll hopefully get some updated information on that, the whereabouts and what's going on there. And again, we are less than 5 weeks out from Arkansas football beginning on August the 29th. Appreciate everyone joining us today here for Tommy Kraft, Chuck Barrett, Alyssa Orange, Mark Rogers, and our buddy Daryl Hawkins. I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy your weekend. We're back in these chairs tomorrow, Monday at 6 a.m.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the fence man was my